Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to this live stream. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Yes, I'm late, Storm. Everything. I have so much to tell you. Okay, I had a terrible day Wednesday. I'll make you. That's true. I did have a terrible day yesterday, sorry. Everything's gone to shit. Everything has gone to shit, honestly. Let me just quickly fix something. The chat is shit on screen. Chat, I almost didn't go live today. Chat, I almost didn't go live. Look how bad you look. Look how bad you look. Oh my goodness. Why does it look so poo? Why is it all... Oh, God. Should I try shadow? Shadow. The chat looks awful. What's going on? No distance. More. More. Oh, I don't know what I've done. Why does it look so poo? I'll do that for now. I don't know what I've done. Yo, chat, welcome in. Hello, how's it going? My name's Mikey. Thanks so much for tuning in. The story time today is I'm a fucking moron. I'm a fucking idiot, dude. What's the sound like? What's the sound like? I need to fix the chat because the stroke looks so weird. Outer stroke, outer contour. What the fuck? What is that? Auto. Okay. That's ridiculous. How did I get it? How did I make it look so nice? I don't want it like fucking... Oh, it looks poo. It looks so shit. I don't know what I've done. Chat, I almost didn't stream today because I'm a fucking idiot. Did you know? I don't know if anyone told you, but I am a fucking moron. I almost didn't stream because I'm fucking stupid. So let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you a little story. If anything, does it sound okay? Does it look okay? Thanks for the super chat, Arhane. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I mean, my alerts are working, so that's a good sign. I can't even read the chat. It's so small. Oh, there we go. There we go. Fucking Mora might be overstating it, but we're not here for your intellect, so don't worry. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Does it sound okay? Does it look okay? Let me know. Let me quickly... I'm just going to quickly listen to it back on my stream just to see, like, what it sounds like to me, not to you. But I'm sure you're very clever and you all know what's going on. But I just need to actually listen to it myself. Me, not to you. But I'm sure you're very clever and you all know what's going on. Oh, the mic sounds fine. Chat. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. Right. A small story time about my huge mistake, but basically, to cut a long story short, I almost ended my career yesterday. What's this saying? Please configure both primary and backup streams correctly. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, chat? What does this mean? What does that mean? Anyone know? I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen that error before, ever. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Arhane. Appreciate you. You're going to be going in our giveaway for a Crux Terminatus box. So anyone who supports the channel today or all this month, including Puddle. Thank you for the 5 months. I really appreciate you. You're in our giveaway for a Crux Terminatus box set. Thank you, dude. I'm gooning to, obviously, the Emperor Children. Okay. This box set is coming out like shortly. Shortly. Don't cut. Oh, I don't like cut. I want fade, but like really short. Yeah. This box set is coming out shortly, and I'm going to be giving one away to my lovely community. To everyone who's a member, gifts a membership, super sats, etc. Anyone who supports the channel will be eligible to win. Barton Farm, thanks for the 28 months, dude. I hate where they are.
Rejoin. Barton Farm celebrates 28 months of membership. So your career isn't over?
My career isn't over just yet, but it nearly was. Deathwatch! Thank you for the 5, dude. Really appreciate it. The Deathwatch datasheet is out. Oh, is it? Yo? Oh, look, everyone got updated. What changed? What's new? Oh, God. What's new? Call. I don't know. I warned you on Monday it would happen. You did warn me, to be fair. You did warn me. I will give you that. Other rules? Where are the Deathwatch? Combat Patrol? Why is that there? Space Marines. Should we have the White Scars detachment now? And the Iron Hands one? Yes. Yes. I can't zoom anymore. I don't want AI! What have I done? I've added Acrobat Reader. Oh, they've added the restrictions, look. How do I zoom? Oh. I've added Acrobat Reader to Chrome. I hate it. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so they've updated Spear Point Task Force and the Hammer of Averni to have the restriction that weren't on the previews. Joe, thank you for the 5.
My cat Steve down on Monday. He was very poorly, much sadness.
I'm really sorry. Joe, I'm really sorry, dude. That's really sad. I have 2 cats myself. I can't think of a world without them. I won't survive without them. So, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Really sorry. So they've added... I don't know how to move on from that. I'm sorry, dude. Good luck. That's what I'll say. Good luck. They've updated that, which is great. Have they changed anything else? Oh, how do I remove Acrobat Reader? I don't like this. Remove. Awful. Why did I add that? Oh. Faction Pack Deathwatch. They've changed Index Deathwatch. Have they added veterans? What have they done? Where's the change? Oh, what's the Decimus Kill Team datasheet? So they've added the new datasheet. Oh, it's its own datasheet. What the fuck? It's its own datasheet? But it's the same? The rule is the same. And then they've just limited who can take what, right? Doesn't break old Deathwatch kill teams, but you can't buy the old one. You can't buy the old ones. So now they've added the new one, but you can't buy the old one. Hilariously, you can't see on the Warhammer map unless you own Agents of the Imperium. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So there's another one in Agents of Imperium. Imperial Agents. Aquila kill team. What's the Aquila kill team? So this one has the same death to the alien rule. It has each target unit contain different. It has the rules for different toughnesses, which this one doesn't. Chat. They. These are the Gravis keyword. It's just called a Gravis veteran. What's it called here? Oh, fucking. Wait, does this have the Gravis keyword? No, it doesn't either. I am extremely confused. It's because their army rules are toughest thing. Ah. Do they have it as an army rule? I don't think they do anymore, right? They already have that. Okay, we'll give them that. While the abstractions in the above rule cause some models to behave differently to similar rule models in other units, they are designed to minimize complicated transport rules. Okay. So, do Imperial Agents still have the old kill team as well? This is so confusing. Everyone's saying they got battle line. They both got battle line. They both got the same keywords, except one has Tacticus, which means you can't put it in a Rhino, and the other one doesn't. So you can put it in a Rhino. Does that mean you can put that? You can put this one in a Rhino, but this one not? Right? Is that the thing? Is that the thing we found? Is that this one doesn't have Tacticus? This one does. So now you can build the Imperial Agents army with 12 kill teams. I mean, you can build an Imperial Agents army with 24 kill teams. You use the old one and the new one together. Is the old one still in the app? I'm going to have to look at the points. Index, Deathwatch. No, Index, Imperial Agents. They are in the Miniature Field Manual. God, that's so much better without fucking Acrobat Reader just fucking killing me. Deathwatch Kill Team, 5 to 10. How many points are these? What are they called? Inquilla Kill Team. They're the same points. They did not even... I know, they're 10 points more for 10. So yeah, they've added them, which is great. I'm not mad about that. But it's... Yeah, this one can't go in a Rhino. This one can. That's so weird. And then there's one rules update. Normal move, page 2. A unit can't make more than one normal move per phase. Chat, they finally nerfed the combi lieutenant. So as a Stormlance enjoyer like myself, the combi lieutenant... basically, when you run Stormlance, you have a stratagem to reactive move, and the unit itself can reactive move. So if anyone moves within 9 of you, you can actually make a 12-inch move because you move 6 with your datasheet ability and 6 with the stratagem. They've now killed that. I don't think there's any other instance, or I don't know of many other instances where that actually occurs. I think that's the only instance. I don't think there's anything else that allows you to move twice. And actually, now you can't move twice at all, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, that's cool. I don't know what else has been updated. So they updated the FAQ. Yeah, they've just fixed them all, basically. The new Necron stuff is tasty. Oh, so not everybody's been updated. Wait, where's the new Necron stuff if this hasn't been updated? In the app. Oh, okay. So they haven't updated the faction pack yet. All right. Well, we'll look at that later then. Chat, I almost didn't stream today. It was almost over. I almost ended my career and I've broken everything. I put screenshots. Oh, thank you. I'm going to say I can't look at the app. Fine. We'll look at these first then. So they got the Geomancer as a character. Move 8, T4, 4 up save, wounds 4. No invuln, unless that's further down. Tremor Glaive, reverting beam, 18-inch melter gun, damage 2, and then shockwave pulse, d6 plus 2, flamer. Oh, okay, that's quite interesting. In your movement phase, select one unit in 18 invisible. Until the start of movement phase, that unit is pinned. While the unit is pinned, subtract move and charge rolls. Okay, that's not awful. How many points is this? It can be attached to Canoptek Macrosites, which is obviously the new unit. And then whilst body range of marker. Oh, that's really good. It sets up like a little beacon to tell them to fuck off. Oh, that's really cool. That's a really good ability. I was a bit meh on this one. This one's great. If this mod's attached to macrosites, it gets Scout 8 as well. That's really good. That's a great profile. What do macrosites do? Yeah, that's a great profile. For 75 points, that's really sick. $75 home-based deep strike denier is nice. Yeah, Imperium have the Navigator. And this is actually a fairly decent unit. It's got decent shooting and stuff. Thank you, Kazarian. Appreciate you, as always. Canoptek Macrosites. This is the new kill team unit. We've got an Atomizer Beam, a Gorse Scalpel, and a Tesla Caster. All fairly standard. T3. That is going to be a bit of a fucker. But it will have Scout if they have the character attached. And obviously they have Scout themselves, so they don't need to have a character attached. One enemy unit is clean monster vehicles within 3 to this unit. Each time rolling that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Assault fight phase. We've done that one. Nano Scarab Projector. Once a barrel, when a friendly Necron unit within 3 inches of the man. Oh, they give an extra reanimation. That's fun. AP1 on the Ghost, unprecedented. Doesn't a Ghost Flyer have an AP1? And the Reapers have 2, right? And these are 85 points as well for 5 models. It doesn't. Bro. The Ghost Flyer doesn't have AP. I'm sure it has AP1. And you take the Reaper because it's AP2. Oh. Oh, maybe that's what they used to be. Maybe that's what they used to be. In the index? Starter box? Okay, they're fun. Not as excited about them. The character's great, though. The Geomancer's really good. So the Deathwatch kill team is really weird, but mostly works. In 9th, yeah. That's probably what I'm thinking. To be fair, that's why I played most of my Necrons was in 9th. Okay. I just need to tell the entirety of my Discord that I've gone live. Is the stream running and working okay? He's still telling me about this warning, but I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to Google it. I switched servers from primary to now backup. No frame drops. Oh, is it to do with primary URL or something? This is so odd. I don't know what it's looking for. 10th is less lethal, so Necron's lost AP. That's true. That's true. Right, chat. I'm a fucking moron, okay? Yesterday was the worst day of my career ever. Because I did the stupidest thing, okay? I almost wasn't going to stream today. Because I was big dumb, okay? So, you remember the other day we had the AWS down outage, right? You know where Amazon Web Services all went down? Okay. You remember that? That was Monday. And on Monday, I was like talking to Parasocial. Shout out to the Parasocial gang. Love them all. I love them, but I'm not their friend. Just want to clarify that. I don't want to be weird. Don't want to be weird. I was editing because I was like, well, I can't do much else. I was like, do I paint? I literally said to them, I was like, do I paint? Do I edit? Or do whatever? And then I can't remember who said it, but they were like, you should paint. You should edit, sorry. Because I can't, because like a lot of my shit wasn't working. Now, I edit with Premiere Pro, okay? Which is also another story. The fucking... I edit with Premiere Pro, right? And on Monday, I was trying to edit, but I use a plugin, and my plugin wasn't working, okay? Did you try and see something serious copyright infringement? Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. So yeah, so Monday, I was like, I was going to edit, and I sent a video to the Parasocial gang because I thought that because this plugin basically has like a login feature, and I thought it was all down to AWS, you know. Oh, so it's just gifted. Hungry Bear, thank you for the gifted, dude.
Gifted member.
Thank you for the gifted membership. You're in our giveaway now for the Crux Terminators box. On the list of worst stupid things you could do to end your career, this isn't at the top. No, I didn't do anything that could get me cancelled. I just cancelled myself. But anyway, I was trying to edit, and I had this error, okay? And now if you don't use Premiere Pro or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you can see, it says fatal error, open the product manager. And so, because basically I have a plugin called Premiere Composer that helps me edit. It's really handy. And it's basically like, I can't edit without it now. And I couldn't log in, so I was like, oh, it's fucking down. It's down because of the AWS thing. Anyway, the next day, Tuesday morning, okay, firstly, had a small issue. All right. Little Plastic People, thank you for the gifted. I'll be gifting you a Terminator box if you're lucky, dude. Thank you for the support. So Premiere Pro. I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's really fucking expensive, okay? Premiere Pro, along with Creative Cloud, which is basically all of the Adobe software shit, it's £800 a year, okay? For software. It's like Netflix on steroids. To edit videos, to make thumbnails and stuff like that, I have to pay £800 a year to access the software. And that's ridiculous, okay? That is ridiculous. It's way too expensive. Adobe have been robbing people blind for years. However, I use Adobe a lot, and I'm stubborn, and I don't want to learn new software. And everything that I use, including like plugins, for example, only work with Premiere Pro. It's very difficult and very annoying. All right. So, what the trick is with Adobe Premiere Pro is when you come up to renewal, which for me was Tuesday or Monday night even. When you come up to renewal, you cancel. You go to cancel. And what they do is they go, oh, we were going to charge you £800 this year. Would you like to cancel? And you go, yeah. And they're like, are you sure you want to cancel? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, what if we offered it you for £600? And I go, I'm still going to cancel. And then they go, what if we offer it you for like 200 and something a year? And then I'm like, Bam, 20 quid a month. That's something I can chew. £800 a year, £80 a month or whatever. Nah, I'm out. So I cancel, and then I go to cancel, and it does that. It's that predatory thing where they don't want you to cancel, but they can actually offer you the software at what it's worth, around £200 a year, to keep you. So I was like, accept, cool, I'll do that. £260 or whatever, right? Not a small amount of money, but fucking expensive. Monday night comes around, okay, my software's still not working. I get charged £800 from Premiere Pro, so they haven't accepted the new price, okay? So I'm now in the hole for £800, okay? So I go and cancel it. And it's like your subscription's going to end today. You'll be refunded within 14 days. I'm like, fucking brilliant. I like how they can take the money like that, and then it takes them 14 days to return it. Type fucking bastards. Anyway, I go to edit Tuesday morning. I don't have Premiere Pro, so I have to sign up for it because I've cancelled my subscription. So I have to re-sign up for it. I managed to get the lower price, okay? So then I have to pay £250 to get Premiere Pro so I can actually edit. So now I'm over £1,000 in the hole with Adobe because they robbed me because they didn't accept the proper price that I should be charged. Even though I accepted it. All right. So I spend £1,000 so I can make a video about what I streamed about on Friday about the 50k going missing. Ironically, I'm a K down. I'm almost at 50k anyway. I go on and my plugin's still not working. My plugin's still not working. So I'm £1,000 in the hole and I can't edit. So then I contact the developer, okay? And basically every time I try and open the thing, it comes up with a fatal error. You know, every time I open the window, I go extensions, I go Premiere Composer, it just says nothing. And then it tries to log in, then it says a fatal error. And I'm like, bro, what's happening? He's like, try this, try this, try this. So I'm on it all morning, okay? All morning I'm fucking about, and it's still not working. And then he goes, oh, it's you've installed some software that's like messing with it. And I'm like, I've not installed anything, okay? I've not installed anything. And he's like, no, your software, something that we can't access because we don't have error logs, your software is causing an issue. Okay, and then I promise there's a point where I fuck up. The fuck up isn't the £1,000. That's just the fucking... That was the cherry on top, annoyingly. So I go through my add and remove programs, and I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of loads of software that I'm not using. Okay, so I'm like, there, remove, uninstall this, uninstall this, uninstall this, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and then I try it, restart the computer, make sure it's all fresh. Still doesn't work. Still comes up with the same error. So then I'm like, right, okay. I'm going to have to go deep. I'm going to defrag my hard drives. I'm going to remove everything I don't need. And then I'm going to use the loved, well-regarded software known as CCleaner. Does anyone know CCleaner? It's a great piece of software a lot of the time. It basically like clears out like all your cookies and browsing history and all like loads of shit that you don't need. That you have to start again, which is kind of annoying, but you don't need it. It also updates your drivers. It updates your software, but it also has a thing called now, which is new because I updated it yesterday. Okay. Duplicate checker. Okay. And what it does is it goes through your hard drive, like, because I was just doing it on my boot drive because that's where Premiere Pro's installed. I went through this duplicate thing and it finds all duplicate files and it's like, well, you know, you've got 3 copies of this. Why? Okay. So I did that and it told me it had 400,000 duplicate files on my boot hard drive. And I was like, that's a little ridiculous, isn't it? You know? It was like 400,000 duplicates. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And it kind of says, check through these to make sure you don't delete anything you need. And I was like, I ain't going through 400,000 duplicate files, bro. So I just click delete, okay? It takes no time at all. Takes a couple of minutes, maybe 15 minutes tops. Wipes them. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And it's like, would you like to restart? And I'm like, yeah, I'll restart because then I can start fresh. Okay, I've uninstalled Premiere Pro for the 15th time in the past day. I'm going to reinstall it, reinstall Premiere Composer, and then I'm going to start again. Okay. I restart a computer, boots fine. Everything seems to be fine. I try and open Creative Cloud, which is the software that you use to install Adobe products. Nothing happens. I try to open Chrome to be like, why is Creative Cloud not opening? Nothing happens. I try opening Discord, Steam, OBS, any other software that I've still got on my computer. Nothing happens. The only thing I can open is Edge. I can only open Edge. And I can also access like normal Windows stuff, like Windows settings, etc. So the computer's not dead, but I can only open Microsoft related stuff. I can open Xbox Game Pass, but I can't open Google Chrome. I can't open Opera. I can't open anything. Pebcac error, shut the fuck up, all right? So I was like, I've clearly done fucking something dumb here, okay? CCleaner has clearly deleted something that is probably quite crucial. So this is really bad. This is really bad. Yeah, this is a big dodo mistake. But I trusted CCleaner to be like, oh, there's all these duplicate files, get rid. And it did get rid of them to a point where my computer would no longer work. So then I was like, right, okay, I got to put the big guns. PC repair. PC repair. Come on now. Come on, PC repair. And I was like, right, check for problems. Okay, right, what we'll do is we'll reset Windows. And I was like, reset Windows. And it was like, keep files. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. I can reset Windows and keep files. I love Windows 11. An hour goes by, maybe. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe. 4:30. I was supposed to be editing today. I was like, I'm going to edit, get these videos sorted. My computer boots up. Everything is gone. Everything is removed from the boot drive. All my software, a lot of my files, all of my settings, gone completely. I get this list on my desktop, and my desktop obviously full of shortcuts. None of them work. Andy, thank you for the 5.
£5, paying £5 to say Bebcac.
Thank you. I look at this list of Windows restoring my computer. This is everything that was removed from my computer as part of the update, the repair. Absolutely everything. All my drivers, all my software, all my games, all my fucking browsers, all my chipsets. So I literally carpet bombed my own computer because I couldn't open a Premiere Pro plugin. So yesterday I spent all day rebuilding everything, reinstalling everything. Now, Premiere Pro, thankfully, because I actually have a separate editing drive, was totally fine. I just reinstalled it, reinstalled the plugin, worked a dream. Okay, so I fixed the issue, okay? I fixed the main issue was that my Premiere Pro extension wasn't working. It seems to work fine. And also the guy gave me 2 months free before he found out that I wiped my hard drive trying to fix it. But I lost everything else. I lost everything else. So OBS saved on my boot drive because it's quite an important piece of software. I don't fucking remember what I had on OBS. I'll just try and show you. This used to be full. This was a list of stuff. I've got like 7 assets now. I don't remember what I had. I don't remember what I used. I can't. I'll try to show you the other one. I just realized I can't because I'm showing screen capture. I don't remember anything that was on here. It's all gone. Because the last backup that I did for OBS was like the beginning of the year for my other computer, not this one. And then, what else was it? Oh, my microphone settings were all removed, obviously. The OBS was completely wiped. I opened Steam. I want nothing installed except for Wallpaper Engine. That's the only thing that stayed on. Wallpaper Engine. I got a new wallpaper. It made me feel good. My Stream Deck. My buttons. I was so annoyed because I didn't have enough buttons. I've got 6. I don't know what else to do with them. So yeah, I completely wiped my computer yesterday. I still have an error on YouTube, and I don't know what it means. I don't know what this error means. Enjoy the free hard drive space. I do have a lot of spare hard drive space. I had like 100 gigs spare. I've got like 600 now. So thankfully, I've still got all like my Photoshop files because they're all on Google Drive, but I had to re-download everything. I've still got all like my editing files, but OBS doesn't, it like, you have to like manually export all your settings. And obviously I didn't do that because wasn't planning on wiping my hard drive yesterday. I thought I was just repairing Windows, but no, it was just like, you know what? We'll just delete everything. Do I still have MS Paint? No, I don't have MS Paint. I don't have MS Paint anymore. No, no, it's gone. Oh my goodness. No MS Paint. Can I download it? Is it on the Windows Microsoft Store? What am I supposed to? I can't do anything. It's just called Paint. Cool. Cool. That's fine. We'll get it. I think we've got it, chat. So yeah, so basically today I almost didn't go live. I'm glad the stream looks and sounds okay. I don't know what's up with chat. I don't know why it looks so weird. I don't remember what I did to it to make it look decent. But I fucking carpet bombed my hard drive yesterday. So I got to fucking 1:30 and I was like, I think I'm mostly done. I'm going to go to bed. And then I got up this morning and realized I hadn't set my microphone up because this is what they basically have this morning. Let me wait. This is what my mic sounded like. Does that sound awful? Because that's what it sounded like. Thankfully, it sounds like this now, but I had to fuck about doing that this morning. That's why I was running. That was all to say. I was running a bit late. Sorry. So far away. Exactly. I just turned the filters off. But I don't know what I did to my chat. I obviously had a plugin. Because OBS runs on so many different plugins as well. I obviously had a plugin that made it look cool and epic. And now I don't know what I did. I thought it was stroke. But that looks stupid. You know? I don't want it to pad. That looks stupid. What's this mean? Oh, maybe it's that. No? So chat either looks washed out or like bricks. You know what I mean? You had a bar along the bottom as well. The bar is on. No, it should be. Can I like... See, that looks stupid. What's going on? I don't know what I've done to chat. I've basically broken it. Have you considered changing chat to Comic Sans? Thanks. Great. Great. Oh, I wonder if it's all this that I don't use anymore. Maybe? Maybe that will help. So you change all the settings on your mic to make you sound different, and this is what you decide to go with. Interesting. Thanks. Great. Love that for me. Love that for me, bro. Appreciate it. It's like the stroke is like cut off, where it's like it looks poo there, and then that's too much. You know? Blair type. Dual Kawasi. Yeah, dual Kawasi looks so cool. I don't know. I don't know what I did to make chat look decent last time. I've broken it, so I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, chat. Oh, I'm changing shadow. I don't think it looked like that, did it? I don't remember. I got no idea, bruv. I'll leave it like that for now. I'll try and fix it for next time. Should be question about so won't you have a backup from some time before you goofed it that you can revert back to? What's a backup? Chat, how do you back things up? Chat, how do you back things up, bro? No, ironically, I use like Google Drive. So that's a backup, right? I've got old Google Drive and new Google Drive. I should probably delete the old one. But you know, I've got like my thumbnails. I got all my thumbnails and stuff, you know. I backed all those up. Control C, Control V, the whole drive. The issue is like OBS has like manual exports, but like because I didn't plan on doing it, I didn't manually export the settings for it for a while, a long time, because I change it all the time. Make sure you don't delete the wrong one. Yeah, just wipe all my files as well. It's called old Google Drive. You know, we've got Google Drive and then the old one before it wipes my hard drive. You know, maybe I could just get rid of this. Maybe we could just bin this off. Maybe we could just bin this one off, but I don't dare, because what if I lose everything? But it's called old Google Drive. It's not linked to anything anymore. This is my actual Google Drive, as you can see. No! I think we're okay. That was literally just a duplicate, because when I resync Google Drive, it re-downloaded everything. So yeah, so that's been my Tuesday. Anyway, that was my Tuesday. I hope you guys had a lovely Tuesday. Just make sure everything's still there. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. But it made me do some serious cleaning of my computer yesterday. I had like 400 gigabytes in my downloads folder. That's all gone. That's all gone now. I've got like 30 gig left. I'm just annoyed about the chat looking shit. That's what's annoying me. So yeah, so how was your Tuesday, everyone? I got no work done and just had to fuck about all fucking day. But I did nearly finish painting my Stormraven. Stormraven's looking basically done, bro. Look at that bad boy. So we made some good progress on the Stormraven. So there's the story. If you wipe your computer, you're going to get loads of painting done because you can't do anything else. I can't believe I bullied you into painting. Yeah, you did single-handedly bully me into painting that thing. But I'm also taking it to a tournament in 3 days. So thankfully, I got forced into painting yesterday because I couldn't do fucking shit. I just don't know how to fix this YouTube issue. The level of professionalism in the creative community is surprising. Look, I'm a creative, okay? I don't need all this fucking drama. I don't need this drama. I just want my... You know what? This wouldn't have happened if my shit had just worked. And I didn't install any software between Saturday and Tuesday. But no, my computer stops working for the fucking Premiere Pro plugin. So then I have to take drastic measures to make it work. And then it ruins my life. I eat a day or two. And every time I go and look for something, I'm like, oh, I don't fucking have it. I'm going through this fucking list of fucking apps, trying to find out what I actually need and what I don't have. You know what I mean? What's this error mean? I don't know what it means. So yeah, so that's what happened yesterday, basically. So I hope you all had a lovely time. I did fucking shit all, though. My PC straight up broke a while, and boy, did I get some painting done. That was literally me yesterday. More importantly, did the porn folder survive the purge? Bro, it's 2025. What do you mean porn folder? I don't go back. I don't have a folder. I don't have like my favorites. The internet exists. You know what I mean? I don't have a folder I keep going back to. I just have the internet. I just search. What do you mean? It means porn NAS drive. Ah, shit, that's true. VPN was the first thing that we got reinstalled. Ironically, I didn't reinstall Nord. I have Nord, I didn't reinstall it. Opera comes with it free. Bro, it's 2025. I don't back up the thing that runs my business. You mad? Bro, I back up most of it. It's just OBS that I lost, really. That was the biggest problem, is OBS and Stream Deck. And I'm also £1,000 down, chat. Because Adobe owe me £800. So that was the problem. It's just like it was all Adobe's fault, let's be honest. You know? It was all Adobe's fault. If that had just fucking worked, I wouldn't have had to accidentally, on purpose, not realizing the issue, fucking flattened my computer. But yeah, it runs great now. That's the main thing. Premiere Pro Composer works a fucking dream. But it's annoying because yesterday, all I wanted to do was play Pokemon. And I was like, I'll do my work and then I'll stream some Pokemon. And it didn't happen. It just didn't happen, chat. Mikey blocks the toilet, then wrecking balls the house is all problem. Yo, if it's not blocked anymore, I kind of did the thing I was trying to do. That's what's important, you know? Don't think about the process, think about the outcome. That's my type of jam. You know? The only process I think about is what color paint I used when I'm talking about a video 4 months later. This must be the biggest nightmare scenario for a content creator. You know what, Luke? Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that because that is exactly what happened. It was really bad. What's a backup stream? I still don't know what that means. I don't want a backup stream. We've talked about this. Backups are my fucking nightmare. You need to print a hard copy of the internet in case it happens again. Yeah, like fucking, I would just make something, like, I'll just print the internet, you know what I mean? Like, Lambo prints his porn by the sounds of it. Mikey once again proving that streamer is the hardest job in the world. It's true. It is the hardest job. It is the hardest job, isn't it, chat? There are some IT literate content creators, not many, but some. I'm pretty IT literate. The problem is is when the developer of a piece of software just goes, it's your problem. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And then fucking CCleaner ruining my hard drive. How am I supposed to go through 400,000 duplicate files? Okay. I'm really IT literate. Deletes everything. You know what? It was on purpose. It was for the better of my computer. Look at all that free hard drive space. Look at it. 600 gigabytes spare. They said fucking 63 days ago. It said something like 60. God, there's so much. I've never seen that page without red on it. Not giving Adobe 800 quid will be a good idea. Bro, okay. That's not on me. That's on Adobe. Let's be honest. That's on Adobe, not me. Let's be honest. Come on now. Come on. Come on, say it with me. Adobe fault. Nearly a gigabyte for every missing pound you have. Thank you. Great. Love that for me. Right, I'm going to test the poll thing. See if I've set that up properly. Who is the most IT literate? Mikey. Him. You. Not you. Let's see if this works. It should pop up on screen. Thank God. Thank God, bro. I had it much longer last time. Was it like 600? Yeah, because I had it covering the chat. Yeah, chat, I don't appreciate these votes, to be honest. I don't appreciate these votes. I gave you 3 options to be like, look, you can vote for me, you can vote for me, you can vote for me. And then the only one that is not me, that seems to be the one that you're voting. Well, 75% of you have decided to say I'm not IT literate. IT literate. New stream idea. Mikey streams are very gifted or super chat. Mikey removes a duplicate and file in CCleaner. Bro, like, come on now. Come on. If I can't trust CCleaner, what can I trust? You know what I mean? If I can't trust CCleaner, what can I trust in life? What do we have left? Is nothing sacred in this life? I used CCleaner the other day. Did you delete the duplicate files? Because I actually pay for CCleaner. That's how much I like CCleaner. I pay the subscription to get all of the features. So, but I haven't reinstalled it because it killed my computer. Am I supposed to go through 400,000 files and check which ones duplicates are actually duplicates? Might find a fix a YouTube backup error. Now this is you. Drop my connection to good with the warning saying man issues. The vertical, make sure the vertical is using the stream URL, not the backup. Make sure to use the vertical and horizontal streams under primary URL, not one using primary and one using backup. This is what's causing the issue. I don't even know what that fucking means. I don't even know what that means, bro. What's the vertical? I'm not streaming vertical. Ah, is this why? Backup server URL. I don't even know what this means. Check parasocial. Oh, I better not do... Oh, no. I think we'll be okay. I don't appreciate this image, to be honest. I don't appreciate this image. Can we just talk about the idea they are charging £800 for a product, but new and leaving customers only pay £200? Who created this pay scale, Stephen Box? It's literally the same. I bet he has something similar. I'll go out on a whim and say that he probably has something similar where it's like, would you like to leave the academy? The academy is £9,000 a month, but if you leave, I'll do it for you for a £5. You know, God, please give me a £5. Maybe the backup the same as primary. I can't change it while I'm live. That's the problem. And now it says it's excellent. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Now it says it's excellent. I've not done anything. I've not changed. I just read that thing and then found what it was referring to. Who uses Google Drive when Dropbox is available? I use both. Is that weird? It was the same. I phoned Sky the other day because I told you everyone that I upgraded with Sky. I've had Sky for 5 years now, and it's been pretty consistent. But I was paying £76 a month for broadband. I was paying £76 a month for gigabit broadband. And then I looked online, and it was like, new customer, £40 for broadband gigabit. So I phoned them, I was like, excuse me, why am I... Thank you. Why am I paying £76 a month, where if I cancel and resubscribe, it's 40? Answer that, liberal. What's with this woke shit charging me £76? Anyway, I'm now not paying £76 a month. It's just been... I don't know what it is about October, but that's when all my subscriptions, like, renew and fucking do whatever. My phone renews and stuff like that. Crazy. Yeah, they're like, yeah, no problem, sir. I was like... Why are you fucking robbing me? Why are you fucking robbing me? Just put me on the best price, and then I'll be like, wow, I love Sky. And then I'll be like, all my friends will be like, you know, Sky, every time they up the price, or they put a new rate on, they give me a cheaper price. You should subscribe. Now I'm going to be like, Sky were charging me £76 when they're only charging new customers 40 quid. I don't know how long they've been doing that. They have a gentleman who makes these calls for you. Fuck's sake. I'm trying to leave EE every year, and I'm wondering when they'll call. No, I probably won't. If they call my bluff. Yeah, you'll be like, I'm leaving. If you don't give me this phone for the price I've decided, I'm leaving. Hello, I'd really like that phone, please. Holy shit, Mike, I'm surprised you're not taller because they clearly saw you coming a mile off. No, come on now. This is just like, this is normal, right? It's just like, they charge you more. They put you in a contract, and then they charge you more every year, and then, annoyingly, you have to keep on top of it, but I just forgot. I think it's been a few months. But then I looked, and I was like, why am I paying 76 when everyone else is paying 40? It's ridiculous. And I phoned them, and they sorted it. But fucking Adobe literally offered me a better price. I accepted it, and then they charged me the original price. So dumb. Maybe when the contract ends. Yeah, but they don't say the contract's ended, by the way, and everyone else is getting it for half price. I hate to think how much you're paying for car insurance. Well, car insurance is one of those that I kind of need to sort, you know what I mean? That doesn't renew. Well, you can set it up to renew, but I don't have it set up to renew. Whereas with Sky, I kind of need that to renew, because like I don't want to lose my internet for the day, because then people are like, well, you're a fucking loser, why are you not streaming? I go, well, my internet ran out, I forgot to renew it. You know? I don't think I paid that much in car insurance. Like 400 or something for the year. Everyone's gonna be like, you know, car insurance is like £3.50. But yeah, it was just fucking Sky just had me on contract for years. So they were just like, yeah, you're paying this much now. And it's like, why am I paying this much? It's like... Anyway, chat, do you want to fix anything else about my life while we're here? Because it feels like that's what we're doing. So let's keep going. What else can we fix? You pay 167? Fuck. Okay. Cool. Great. Great. You've been driving a lot longer than I do, then. Could do with a haircut, thanks. It's 1,000. We get royally screwed car insurance wise. Where are you? Where are you based, Techie Tube? If you don't mind me asking. That's a lot. My car insurance has been steadily going up, but I'm with a new company every year. It's like every year I'm with someone else. But I also have like business insurance, you know what I mean? Because I use it for work. But then I don't drive many places, so I'm like, why do I do this? But it's under like business stuff, you know? It's not like personal car insurance, it's business car insurance. I've been driving since 1998. Yeah, so yours is going to be cheaper because I've not been driving since 1998. I've only been driving for 10 years. Speaking of beards, are you going to send a cease and desist to GW for using your beard on their model? What? You have to be more specific, bruv. Car shows has risen over here for 20 straight years. Yeah, like this year, I think it was the first time, because mine's been just like steadily coming down every year. This is the first time it's cost me more, I think. But that's just because insurance companies have just like robbed everybody. He's talking about the beard on your face. Fuck off. Fuck off. They did, look, chat, they did show off the new Warhammer quest guide, didn't they? Can I look at the first one first? I've not spoken about it on stream yet. How do you go to more? Do we get more Pokemon playthrough? Probably because of yesterday, unlikely. But I'd love to. I have played a little bit off stream. And by a little bit, I mean I'm level 20. But I didn't want to continue. I've done like 2 ranks and progressed the story ever so slightly, but not a great deal. I would love to play Pokemon on stream today. I'd absolutely love to. But basically, I'm going to, after this stream, after I finish the tier list, I'm going to go do some work that I should have done yesterday. And then if I get enough done, I'll try and stream it this evening on the second channel. Because I really fucking love it. It's really fun. It's actually really fun. There's so many criticisms about the Pokemon game, but the gameplay loop, that's the thing with Pokemon, not to get distracted before I talk about Warhammer Quest, but the quick thing is Pokemon games look shit, right? They look shit. There's so much hand-holding, and it's a lot of repeating the same thing that you've already done before multiple times. But this one's gameplay loop is really fun. I really like the battling. I really like the live-action battling. I really love catching Pokemon in these ones because it's actually enjoyable. Like, the Legends series has just made catching Pokemon really fun compared to every other version of Pokemon, where it's all turn-based and takes 4 hours. Being able to just cob a Pokeball from grass at a Pokemon and catch it is really fun, you know? I like quick-scoping Pokeballs from the grass, you know? But it looks shit. Ever since the 10th, I count the minutes I finish work every day so I can get home and play Battlefield. Yeah, literally, I was like, I'll edit these videos and then I'll play Pokemon on stream. And then it's just like, I wipe my computer. I prefer turn-based when I really enjoyed old school JRPGs. Well, that's the thing. I've got JRPGs to play, you know what I mean? Pokemon's a terrible JRPG. So, anyway, chat, the new Warhammer Quest Dark Water has started to be revealed. We've had one character last week, which is called Edgemark Valoran, the Manticore Knight. He looks so beast. But a lot of people are pointing out that he looks very Bretonian, you know? Like, there's a classic Bretonian model, I think, that he looks very similar to. But it looks really fucking good. It looks really nice. That is just a really nice mini. Check Parasocial. Stop texting me in Parasocial and telling me to check. Bro! Now he sent me this! Now he sent me this! What's this supposed to mean? What's this supposed to mean? Explain yourself. Sea Cleaner was supposed to be there to help me, and it ruined my day, alright? But more importantly, it's all because of that stupid plugin that's really good. Anyway, wasn't there like an old Bretonian knight? I'm sure someone posted it in our Discord. Let's put Discord in chat. Someone posted a picture of like a really old Bretonian knight when it got revealed. Right, chat. Sea Cleaner put you in the cook chair. Install Sea Cleaner right now. Get your fucking wallet out and subscribe. And then you get rid of all the deleted files and see what happens to your computer. Okay? It was supposed to clean out duplicate files, not wipe Windows. Not destroy Windows. I can't open Google Chrome anymore. Anyway, it's an old Bretonian knight. But modernized. It's actually really fucking cool. It's actually really fucking cool. And they've just shown off the dwarf. Grizzled dwarf. The dwarf. You mean the cook chair? Get fucked. How about that? Get fucked. How about that? They've just shown off the dwarf. Holy shit, dude. This is my Age of Sigmar. This is my Age of Sigmar. This is where it peaks. Fuck Old World. Look at these bad boys. Drolf Ironhead. That's me banging my head against the computer as I uninstall or delete all the duplicate files. That's me. Drolf Ironhead. You're supposed to bring balance to the computer hard drive, not destroy it. Exactly. Who'd have thunk it? Wait, let me just search. Sea Cleaner, duplicate files. Can't open software. Shut up. We're never getting this tier list. Oh my god, what's up with you? My stream ends in 15 minutes, so I'm not doing it. He looks so beast. Jack, shall I do Warhammer Quest on the channel again? Shall I do Warhammer Quest on the channel? I really enjoyed... We played so much Curse City. Curse City, I never made it into a separate video. It's one of my best performing live streams ever. I'm like 90% sure that if you go to live and then go to popular... Yeah, it's like my second most viewed live stream. And we played it like 4 or 5 times. God, look at that camera. It looks awful. But you could see what was going on. Look how good this live stream cell was. We got the little candles in frame, and then it's focused on us. We got a little dice tray. These are green candles. Yeah, it was fucking beast, bro. And I had a join button on screen for some reason. No, I didn't. I'd only painted a few of the minis. I hadn't painted a lot of them. But like, me and Georgie played this like 4 or 5 times. Holy fringe. Yeah, bro, I was in lockdown. I was cutting my own hair. Back when you wasn't balding. I'm not balding now. Is that how you keep your duplicate files? Wow. Yeah, that was when I was cutting my own hair. Because we're in lockdown. Georgie had just moved in. I was like, do you want to play Curse City with me? And she was like, I love this. What's Warhammer Quest? Warhammer Quest is like it's a series of board games set in the Warhammer universe. But they're like mission-based board games. If you play Warhammer Quest with Georgie, it'll be 100% your top vid. It could be. Cutting. Did the scissors break? Bro, I saw you the other day and I said you had a really nice haircut. This is 4 years ago in lockdown. We all had weird hair. You know? I was trying to show the board, but the dice tray is just in the way the entire time. So, yeah, when these came out, I really liked Warhammer Quest. I liked the old ones. I really liked this one. Clear City was actually a really good game. The miniatures were really nice. The boards were pretty fun. And the game was... the gameplay loop was pretty fun as well. The issue was... is they stopped the game, just disappeared. Do you remember? Do you remember the Curse City drama? The game just went and it never came back. It like just disappeared and then it just disappeared. It got cancelled mid-release. Yeah, something happened. I think it was an IP related issue because of my theory was always the IP related issue with I think it was like Skyrim or something. They're wearing the same t-shirt. No. I think it was an IP issue personally, but I don't really know. But like, it was really fun. It was a really enjoyable game. But the problem is every time we played it, everyone was like, "Oh, you can't buy this." And it's like, "Oh, it's so shit." And it was just like the game. It just became like a really negative experience because we were trying to enjoy the game, but no one could play it. So everyone was like, "Well, why would I play this? Or why would I watch this? Because I can't play it." And I was like, "Yeah, fair enough. So we'll just stop." Also, Georgie got really annoyed because Yeltsin, I think his name was Jelson, the vampire hunter. That was her favorite character, and he died the first death roll. Love the era of lockdown Warhammer Twitch streams. The drink when someone is being tiresome about Curse City in chat game made me very ill. Yeah, so it was like a real shame because like we really liked it, and like the stream layout wasn't very good, but it was like at the time pretty decent for what we'd done. I like really enjoyed it, and we streamed it like 4 or 5 times I think, and then yeah, we had to put it down. Like I stopped painting them. I was painting all the minis on stream, stopped that. I stopped playing it on stream. I basically stopped mentioning it because every time it was just like so much negative. There's so much negativity around it. Games Workshop really fucked it for us, but also fucked it for themselves. And then what ruined it, and I really hope they don't do it again, is the expansions. I still have them somewhere. The expansions were like 50 quid, and it was just card. The Curse City expansions were like the real last nail in the coffin. I made a video about them, actually. But like... they released these expansions, right, that came with like new profiles, but no miniatures. And the other thing is that they didn't even include like tokens that you could use as the miniatures. So they released these 2 expansions and said you've got to go out and spend 300 quid on models to play it. Because normally, like with a board game like this, if they release an expansion, you need to buy miniatures that are sold separately. They give you little tokens to use. You know, like little cardboard cutouts of like the picture of the model, so you can use that as the model. But no, they were like, you know, this one that's got like fucking Varguys, which are 30 quid, 2 characters, and then some extra units. You got to go buy those. And then the other one was like all characters. It was 4 different characters, which are like 30 quid each. The Vampire Lord, Radikar the Beast, 1 unit of bats, but then it was like the 2 other random vampire characters they released for Zolblight. So I did a video about it, and it was like, I think I added it up, and it was like, for this one, it was like 180 quid on character models for 4 or 5 models, when the game was 120 or something. Did they want to use models that you already have? Yeah, they sold this, but they didn't include anything to use. You had to go out and buy the models separately. That sucks. They do suck because they're vampires. Is that what you're trying to say? So if they do this again, that'll really fuck it, because it's a great game. It's a great game. The miniatures are real nice, but you literally couldn't go out and buy it. And then every time I talked about it on stream, people were like, oh, well, you can't buy it. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I can't fucking control that. I just wanted to play it on stream. So the other thing as well is there's like a stream idea. It's so much. It's so long. When we were playing, there was like these side missions you could do to get experience. Me and George were already talking about just like not playing them and just giving ourselves the experience. Oh, look at that side shot. All done with webcams, this, by the way. All done with webcams. So yeah, I would love to do it again. I'd love to do it again. But I'd be very worried. You know? I'm very hesitant. Speak to GW nicely, they might send you a copy. They fucking better, to be honest. They want me to make a fucking live stream campaign. Typical influencer complaining only he had a copy. The problem was I was also promoting it and no one could buy it. So I'm like, what am I doing here? What's the point? But yeah, we really liked it. I really liked the setup and stuff, you know what I mean? So maybe we'll do it again. I don't know if Georgie would be up for it, but it'd be cool if she was. I can always ask her. I don't think she knows that there's a new one coming out. But the real tell will be like what the characters actually look like, you know? If the characters look cringe, she won't be interested. She liked Cursed City because it was vampires. But like, I don't know if this scream will scream to her, you know what I mean? I don't know if it'll scream to her. She likes Astarian. Why is that? She might like this one. Who's this? Brentelis, maybe? Oh, no, it'll be Inara Scion. She might like Inara. She loves a good knight, you know what I mean? So we'll see. When this model gets revealed, I'll show it to her and be like, would you like to play? And that'll be like kind of like the decider. Do we know when that's getting revealed? In the coming weeks, so we don't know. No idea. No idea. Must be coming soon, as the Cursed City isn't on the GW website. Yeah, they moved away from Cursed City now, aren't they? They're all in on the new one. Anyway, maybe 2 more weeks of reeling a character a week. Yeah, maybe. Bring back Blackstone Fortress. See, I never played Blackstone Fortress, actually. I have it. I never played it. It'll be such a clutch Christmas time release. I think it probably is ready for Christmas, you know? I think it's probably their Christmas release. And then the other boxes. Have I seen the Army of Darkness game? I did see the Army of Darkness game. Yeah, they're also making a Berserk board game, and I'm like, I don't have enough money. There's Army of Darkness and a Berserk board game all coming out, and I'm just like, I don't have enough money. Okay, chat. The other day, on Monday, we started a tier list. I don't know if you remember. I also had to remake this. I don't know if you remember. We started a tier list. So I thought we could try and finish that off today. There's still quite a few to go through. I didn't do it all in one go because I was enjoying the chat reaction, but I also didn't want to rush it. So we're going to do it today instead, if that's okay. If you remember, we started a tier list where we were ranking every Codex release versus each other. You know? Where we were talking about, like, was the Codex fun? Was the Codex good? Was it a good update? Or did it just, like, nerf the army to the ground? Was the models around it cool? What was the impact on the meta? Did people like the models? Was there anything weird that happened, you know? You gotta save that money for the Gundam 2 release. Yeah. Yeah, we got Gundam on Friday. Yeah, speaking of chat, just before we do continue the tier list. If you support the channel today with a super chat or a membership, you are being entered to a giveaway for a Crux Terminators box set, which is very exciting. So the new Terminator box set, I'm giving one away. I've got one secured. But also Friday, I'm going to be live. I'm not live streaming the game because I'm going to be opening Gundam packs. And then every 10 members that are sent in, I'm going to be cutting a pack in half. Which I'm very excited to do. But also, so many people I've mentioned it to are already mad at me because they can't get hold of the product. And then I'm like, I'm going to get the product and cut it in half with scissors. And people aren't happy about it. So that's happening Friday. But today I thought we could try and finish this. So we're going to continue where we left off. Yo, Papaya! Papaya, thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. Holy shit, man. Let me get you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. I really appreciate it. Cut the pack in half like your duplicate file. Listen! Listen! Typical influencer, cutting up product that no one else can get. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that, so I'm going to need all the love I can get. I'm going to need all the love this Friday for the Gundam stream. I'm going to be looking at all the cards. A lot of the cards haven't even been announced yet. There's like I said, there's like £1,000 cards in there that I'm looking for. But every 10 members, I'll be cutting the next pack in half. Getting a big pair of scissors from the shop. I've got like wallpaper scissors, which I thought would be perfect. I want something giant so I feel meaty. And also, I don't think they're going to be that easy to cut through because it's like 12 layers of cardboard. However, Papaya Pariah, thank you for the 5 gift. I really appreciate you, dude. Really, really appreciate you. Right, let's do this tier list, chat. Let's do this tier list. So if you remember what we were doing, for anyone who didn't tune in, is I was letting you guys vote on what the ranking was, and then I was deciding where in the ranking. So if you vote A, I'll decide if it was top of A or bottom of A or wherever. So we did quite a few factions already. And what I'll do is I'll put the vote on screen, and you can vote in the chat by clicking what you agree with. We have S. It was a perfect release. Great codex. Loads of cool models. Not a problem. A is approved, which is just like... A is probably our, like... It was just good. It was just good. It wasn't like crazy. It wasn't like, oh my god, wow. But it was good. B is alright. Means it was like fairly okay. And then C, it was just bad. Okay. So S, A, and B are all kind of just like positive. But then C is just bad. D is for demons because they're not getting a codex. They're not getting a codex, okay? And I think there's only going to be one other faction that goes in there. So what we'll do, we'll start with Death Guard. I still can't believe the Emperor's Children ranking. It was a whole army, dude. It was a whole ass army. And I rely a lot on that, a lot of my channel on that army. Because I got so many views. I need to check the chat one sec. Yeah, so I think I can crop to like here. And then put that there and then make this bigger. Yo, Jace, thank you for the 2. I don't appreciate your tone. That's why I didn't play. And then I've secretly cut out all the duplicates. Thanks, mate. Appreciate you. So, let me get the poll up. How good of a release was the Death Guard? So when you're voting for the options, you're voting of like how good the release was. Not necessarily how good the Codex was, how strong it was. That can be included. But most of it is related to how good the release was. Was the release cool and epic? I just realized the chat sticking out the top of the screen now. So, Death Guard. Okay. Death Guard release. Now, they were on the trend of getting a box set with a character. They were definitely part of that problem. No, it's not showing up. Because they got a box set called... Was it Plague Festa Warband? No, that was the Christmas box, wasn't it? What was the box called? Poxwrought Vector. They got the Poxwrought Vector. And this was a battle force that came out with the Codex. You got the new Lord of Pox, which is one character, albeit a very cool character. But then outside of like model releases, they got nothing else. The box was actually fairly mediocre. The character was cool. However, the character is also one of the least used characters ever I've seen. I think it rivals the Custodes one. The Custodes one was really, really bad. And this one rivals it. Now, the problem with Death Guard is that the story that you hear when you talk about the Death Guard release was how busted the Codex was. The Codex was extremely, extremely busted. Because what they did is they took their army rule, their detachment rule, and made it an army rule. And then they gave them loads of other rules and then dropped them in points. So the Codex release absolutely fucked the meta to a point where every tournament was being won by Death Guard. To a point where Death Guard were being banned at tournaments or nerfed at tournaments, one of them being mine. They were awful in the meta. They absolutely destroyed it, and not for the better. But also, they only got a single character. They didn't get any huge model releases. But they didn't get anything Legends, because they're fairly new. You know? They're fairly new. So did we think the Death Guard release was good? That's the question. Was it good? Did you like the fact that Death Guard came out? Did you enjoy playing with them? Did you enjoy playing against them? Was the model so good? And I think the answer is fucking nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. It wasn't awful. But it was a good code. Well, it was actually extremely broken. It's only now, 5 months in, that it's actually slowed down a bit. There was like infiltrating Poxwalkers, which got nerfed straight away. There was the Pox Bringer, the Pox character, Chaos Lord. Shit. And it broke the meta. But also, it was fairly consistent. It was fine, you know what I mean? If you played Death Guard, you're having the best time. But if you played against them, you're having a terrible time. And I'm extremely surprised at that vote. So if you're watching live, there's 100 people watching. Make sure you jump in and join the vote, so you can have your say of what rank it is. Because a lot of people say it was good. It was on par with Emperor's Children, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and Chaos Space Marines in terms of Codex release. I think it was dog shit. I think what they did with it was dog shit. But I guess maybe people are voting and thinking, well, it was a good Codex. You know? To be fair to him, the Death Guard Codex was fairly internally well balanced. You know? Is being busted good? Well, we're not voting on strength of the Codex. You know? They did get a pretty good combat patrol out of it. What was the combat patrol? Because that is included, if that released with it. The one with the Rhino. To be fair, if this is the one that came out with it, that is a pretty good combat patrol. Because before it was typhus and loads of poxwalkers. Death Guard Codex was a direct result of them having the worst index of all time. Yeah, probably. Okay, I can see why the votes are split then. I can definitely see why the votes are split. They are leaning on A. People are leaning on A. Okay. 36% of you said it was an A approved release. Okay. It is a good one. Now, would we say it was better than these? But you think it's dog shit because you're on the receiving end. But nice to see them winning as 8th. They were dog shite. Not sure where they were like in 9th. They weren't that great. Would you say Death Guard were better or worse than Emperor's Children in terms of release? This one of them standard Hellstorm democracies where it goes off the votes as long as Mikey agrees. Yeah. What do you mean? Of course. So it's definitely A. Is it better than Emperor's Children as a release? You know? %100% worse in terms of release. That's what I thought. Single model versus our entire range, absolutely worse. Okay, so we'll put it in. More people thought it was B than S, so we'll put it as low A. Yeah? Low A. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, we'll do that then. Right, the controversial one now. The controversial one now, chat. Oh, I missed one. The controversial one now, chat. Drukhari. Drukhari. Sorry, I realised I messed up. It's the right one on the poll. I've made my intentions pretty clear with Drukhari. A lot of people disagree with me, but they just don't understand what they're saying. Now, is Drukhari a good release? Now, release refers to the Codex being fun and cool, but also, was it strong? Was it interesting? Has it had any impact? Were the models releases good? I personally think the Drukhari release was really bad. Purely because, mostly biased, but that's the thing with YouTube. You're allowed to have an opinion sometimes. If just because I disagree with the best players doesn't mean I'm not allowed an opinion. The fact that they removed so many models from the army was super annoying, you know. But also they changed how power and pain works to where they remove rules and you have to spend resources to make it work for a lot of units. So, is Drukhari a good release? Now, it's had a pretty decent impact on the meta. It was still very early because Drukhari have only been out a few weeks. But they're definitely strong as a codex. They work. I'm not disagreeing. And I've never said they weren't strong. But I don't think the codex release was very exciting. Because there was nothing with it. It came out to no fanfare. Except for like 3 people. And it's like, I don't think the Drukhari Codex is dragging new people into that faction. Personally. Was it a 4 detachment Codex? I think so, yeah. I think there's only 4 detachments. Or not many detachments, anyway. There's like real space, and then there was like 1 for each type of Cavalite, Witch Cult, and Pain engines. Can't remember what they're called. Is it lazy? Yeah, I would say it's quite lazy. You know? I'd say the Drukhari Codex release was quite lazy. Doesn't matter if it's strong in the meta. That doesn't matter. Three new. There was 2 existing, wasn't there? Because there's Real Space Raiders, which they kind of already had, but it's obviously changed. And then there's Sky Splinter Assault, which is obviously changed as well. And then there was the mercenary one, the witch cult one, and the... I can't remember what they're called. I'm being so stupid. It's not called Pain Engine. I can't remember what the flesh maniple ones are called. It did feel like they were forced to release it with how little effort they put in. Homunculi, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, so I think, personally, I think it's pretty rubbish, to be honest. Covens, yeah. I think Powerful Pain are more interesting, in my opinion. Slamming in rerolls is dead boring. No, I don't disagree, but it also felt like they were like, we need to kind of come up with a new mechanic. What we'll do is remove rules and then make those rules the mechanic. You know? So I think it's really shit. And I think chat agrees. So I think it was bad. Like the models release they had was just Malice, which leaked years ago. They leaked years ago. And then a new Archon, which the models are nice, to be fair. The models are nice. Like, Malice is nice, don't get me wrong. But then the Battle Force is the other way to get the Archon. Leaked from a war boot. It did leak from a war boot, yeah. You're all wrong, lol. Malice is going to show up in so many conventions for so many hours while she's regularly in stock. Yeah, it's a really nice model. Don't get me wrong. It's probably one of the nicest characters that we've released in a while. But yeah, it's just, here's loads of models that are removed. Here's 3 detachments that no one's going to care about and 2 that you already had. And then go play Reaper's Wager, you know. Racks are cheaper now. Oh, really? Like, model-wise cheaper. I think it's worth mentioning they got to the best value box in the entire game. Okay, what box did they got, and how much cheaper are racks now? £38 for 10, isn't that pretty normal? What were they before? Did they sell them in 5s? Now they sell them in 10s. They're also online only now, so you can't get a discount on them. It used to be 30 for 5. Okay. I mean, you have to spend more to get them, but I mean, £8 for 10 is pretty... Another 5 is pretty good. That's for 25 not too long ago. Okay, that's pretty good. That definitely helps. They're so small, to be fair. And then the old Combat Patrol. The old Combat Patrol was pretty beast, to be fair. So this is the old one. And I believe this is the new one. So this is the old one. 2 Raiders, Incubi, Cabalite, and an Archon. And now it's 2 Talons, 10 racks. And the homunculus. Is that actually the new Combat Patrol? I think it is. Is that actually the new Combat Patrol? That's awful. That's so bad. 105 quid. And the commons are the fucking worst part of the book. This is a much better Combat Patrol. This is shit. Thematic, yeah, it's all the same stuff, but this one's also thematic. You know? So are we arguing semantics? Oh, it's all common stuff. Great. Great. It's one box of infantry, one character, and two paint engines, you know? It's the biggest piece of dog shit. So I think C is better than the Adeptus Custodes. The characters are much nicer, and you're probably more likely to see them compared to the Adeptus Custodes Shield Captain. Combat Patrol is just shit now. Well, the Death Guard one is decent. All those people with grotesques are probably upset. Yeah, I own 12 grotesques. I personally own 12 grotesques, so I'm quite upset. Butthurt, you could say. But yeah, chat, you voted, so there we go. Anything else results in me never resubbing. Gary, you've been the worst person in chat for the past 3 weeks. You've been the worst person in chat that I've seen in the past 3 weeks. Because you keep saying the Drukhari Codex is strong and no one gives two fucks. That's not the conversation. So don't resub. Don't come back. Don't come back, bro. See you in a bit. Keep your sub. I don't give two fucks. Anyway. Right. Now the controversial one. Now the controversial one. Chat, we might have to skip this one. You might have to skip this one. How good of a release was the Deathwatch Codex? How good was the Deathwatch Codex? I am here. Did they technically even get a release? They just got a release today, as of filming, where they got their new kill team, which is basically the same as the old kill team, but you get less options, and one guy gets an extra wound. So we'll put him here. Where they belong. Deathwatch was one of the biggest Games Workshop fumbles in rules for ages, like even ever. Because what happened is Deathwatch had an index that was extremely strong, so strong that I won a free holiday with it to America. It was a shit holiday, but I got a free holiday for it. I'm going to end the poll because I think we're all pretty happy. Someone said S tier. The Deathwatch were like one of the strongest indexes. And then, like, a year after they were released, they were like, okay, let's release the Imperial Agents, which we've already ranked as one of the worst releases. But what happened is they took the index and put it into Imperial Agents. But also they took everything out of Deathwatch that were Deathwatch except for the actual Deathwatch models, i.e. the two characters, Watchmaster and the Watch Captain Artemis, and the Flyer and the Veteran Kit team. Everything else, everyone who built entire Deathwatch armies, which were basically Deathwatch were just another Space Marine faction, they just legend them. Because they're like, oh, you can just play with the Imperial Agents book now, and that can build the Deathwatch army. And they essentially had the same detachment, but you couldn't take Deathwatch units outside of Deathwatch veterans. They took all the Primaris models out. Yeah, they took everything out. They took all of the Primaris stuff. Bearing in mind the combat patrol at the time for Deathwatch was Primaris. It was like the Deathwatch combat patrol was crazy. You can't buy this anymore, obviously. But the Deathwatch combat patrol was this. You know, it was a Primaris Lieutenant, a Primaris Apothecary, 3 Gravis Terminators, and 10 Intercessors with an upgrade sprue. So they had this combat patrol, and then they went, actually, we're going to send it all to Legends, and now you're an Imperial Agents army, which is very cool because everyone can take Deathwatch. And there was that much clapback, there was that much outrage about it, is as part of Grotmas, which was the release of the detachment every single day, is they brought Deathwatch back. And they actually did stuff quite cool. They got rid of some of the units that they could take, but like they actually gave them a bunch of unit options, which are pretty cool, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't say Deathwatch are one of the strongest armies now. I wouldn't say Deathwatch are even like, they hit the meta, but not crazy. But they're a really cool faction now, and they work basically as they should, as you would intend a Deathwatch army to work. But they lost a lot of stuff still. They never really got everything back. But now there's like this weird thing where we have a Deathwatch army, and then we kind of have a second Deathwatch army called the Imperial Agents, and they can actually function together, where you can have a Deathwatch army and a Deathwatch army as an ally, which is also super weird. And the other thing is that I think the kickback or the outrage from Deathwatch is the reason that Chaos Demons, whilst won't get a Codex, are also still an index. Because I think with the release of Emperor's Children, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns having all of the demon stuff in, I personally think that Chaos Demons were the ones that were going to get binned off. I think demons were going to go forever. And they would just be allies for these Chaos factions. And then they saw what happened with Deathwatch, and I think they kind of, like, revoked it. They kind of went, actually, no, this is a terrible idea. So they re-released Deathwatch, and then they also made Chaos Demons an index faction where they won't get a Codex. So these are the two armies in the game that we have right now that won't get a Codex in 10th edition, even though they don't have one. And I think in 11th edition, I would be surprised if they continued, you know. I'd be surprised if they're still in. I'm happy to be proven wrong, and I'd be really happy if I'm proven wrong. But I would be extremely surprised if Chaos Demons and Deathwatch are individual factions come 11th edition. I honestly think they'll probably go to Legends. So, one of the worst releases of all time, because their release was what they had. They went, no, you've lost this now. Oh, actually, everyone's really mad at us now, so we'll give it them back. And I'm pretty sure Deathwatch logo in this, I think this is still their logo, right? In the app and stuff. Isn't that Chaplain Cassius, which is Legends now? So Deathwatch, one of the worst releases. All right, next one. We've got GSC. The Genestealer Cults. Now, Genestealer Cults are a fairly niche faction, and they kind of always have been. They kind of always have been. But they didn't get a whole lot. They also got the single character. They got the Benefactus, which was the big brain guy. The big brain zoanthrope / human. But they got the Codex, and they got a Battle Force, which is also the only way you could get this model, obviously. That's just the trend that we had this edition, is you have to spend £150 to get one character model, and you need loads of stuff that you don't need. They got a pretty decent combat patrol as well. It's a pretty decent one. But I would say it didn't make a very big splash, you know, in terms of release. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't out there, you know. It didn't break the meta or anything. Excuse me. It didn't, like, make people go crazy. It didn't be like, oh, everyone's playing GC the Cults now. Now, the problem is the book was actually quite deep. The book was... I don't think that's the right picture. I don't think that's the right picture there, funnily enough. The book was quite deep. It had quite a lot of factions. However, one person, Mr. Wilson from StatCheck, started talking about GC the Cults, because he's always played GC the Cults, started playing GC the Cults, and actually broke the meta with GC the Cults. So then when everyone started playing them, and then when everyone started playing them, they got nerfed to high heaven. Now, GC the Cults are still pretty decent. They're not like crazy. But they didn't get a huge model release with it. They didn't, like, go crazy. The army faction is mostly in Balanced Data Slate now. But they were again, not a huge splash. They were a bit of like a splash release. They kind of came out, everyone forgot about them. Innis played them for a little bit, won a bunch of tournaments, including mine with them. And then they kind of disappeared again. But they got quite a deep codex. They got quite a few detachments. A few of them were quite viable as well. There was more than 4. I think there was like 6 detachments or something. They also got a notable combat patrol downgrade. Really? So that's the current one. Is this the old one? Is that the old one? Then this is the current one? I would say the current one's not bad. It's just more bike focused. You know? But that one comes with a bunch of infantry, which is nice. And a transport. This one just comes with a Ridge Runner. So yeah, they kind of came out with no fanfare once again. And they've just existed. They're not... The thing is with Gene Stealers is they're like... They're a fun army if you collect them, but you need so many. You know? You need so many. So they're a very expensive army to get into. So Combat Patrol becomes like crucial because it's the other way to save money. And then a lot of the time with Combat Patrol is the models are pretty poo in there. And then, yeah, it's like it came out and then people who liked it bought it, maybe got Benefactors, but that also wasn't that good. The character model rules-wise wasn't very good. So yeah, again, not a huge splash. You know what I mean? I think it's such heavy money investment army a la garde. Yeah. Chat, you seem to think more B. High B, maybe? A high B. So let's go with... Maybe just there. Plus any balanced data slate costs money with GSC. Yeah, GSC but with balanced data slates becomes very expensive. A lot of armies is like drop a few things. With G's of the Cults, it's like drop all units or change your entire army build. Poor Andy playing Deathwatch, Chaos Demons, and Gene Stealer Cults. These are the Cults end up here one day. No dates are out. I've already covered them, but appreciate it though. I kind of covered them this morning already when they came out. So yeah, I think B. It was fine. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't bad. But they didn't do much with it. Gene Stealers didn't really change too much. I'm beginning to think it's a kink for Andy. All right, chap. Next one. I got some quite strong opinions about this one. Grey Knights. The Grey Knights. Now, these got a release of all time, in my opinion. These got a release of all time. Because they got a new codex. And they got not one model. They got one upgrade sprue. The only thing that released for Grey Knights outside of dice and shit like that was the upgrade sprue that allowed you to take a flail, a mace, and a melter gun. They also got the little rockets. Don't forget the little rockets. Could you even buy that sprue separately? No. It came in a box set. It came in a box set. They also took away Drago, one of the coolest Grey Knight characters. The coolest Grey Knight character. And two characters moved. They lost Stirred as well, but Drago was the big one. They nerfed a lot of the good units, but they made Paladins better, which is cool. But also this came with the Terminus Decree debacle, which so many people hated. I don't know if you remember, but the Terminus Decree, they revealed that it was just like the Grey Knights would have to go in and kill the Emperor, you know? And everyone got mad about it because it was like, who would win in a fight, Grey Knights or Custodes? There's all that drama that came out with it as well. So definitely a release of all time, I would say. But the army-wise did not change one bit. You stopped running librarians and they got arguably just got worse. But at least you could take a melter gun on your dreadnoughts, you know? That was the only good bit about the Codex. Yeah, I think everyone was kind of expecting a big range refresh with Grey Knights. But then they didn't. They just kind of went, here's an upgrade sprue for this Dreadnought. So the Terminators aren't getting updated for a while. They're still one of the cheapest factions to buy into because that one kit builds everything, which is very funny. But like outside the Codex, this is all they got. Drago's literally the Grey Knight version of Gulliman. Like removing him just goes against the entire faction. Yeah, exactly. Here's an upgrade sprue. We spent a day designing Blender. So yeah, pretty poo. And a lot of the chat agree. 56% said C. 57% said C. So we'll go with... maybe there. Big combat patrol drop-off, yeah. Maybe slightly worse than Drukhari, a bit better than Custodes. No, maybe worse than Custodes. Was it worse than Custodes? I feel like with some of the factions, it was just a chore. They didn't want to release, but had to release something. Yeah, it does definitely feels like that. Worse than Custodes release. Custodes got one character with a shield that no one's bought. I've never seen that model in person. Would you say that's worse than, or better than the Grey Knights one? I've also not seen Grey Knights on the table since this book came out, barring the games I've played. Okay, we'll leave him there then. We'll leave him there. Alright, another one of the more recent ones. Custodians also had the female drama on release. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot about female Custodes drama when we ranked them. They're so much better than Drukhari. They're so much better than Drukhari. That was funny. But it did drag more people in, like rage baiters in, you know? Like chuds. Alright. How good was the release of Imperial Knights? Now, I think it'd be remiss not to think about what happened with Imperial Knights. Because the main thing with Imperial Knights, don't vote too fast. Don't vote too fast. Last November, chat. Oh, where is it? Do I have to go to my video to find it? Did they remove it? I'm going to go Beast of War because I think they've removed it. Last November, we were in the era of roadmaps. If you remember, we were in the era of roadmaps where they were like, here's the roadmap so far. New edition. Lots of great factions. Data slates. Still to come. It's time to take a breath. Watch the balance and enjoy the World Championships of Warhammer. They kind of just went, oh, it wasn't even November. Wasn't this like September or something? And they went, yeah, you're not getting any releases for 4 months. And then he went, more to come in 2025. One of them being Krieg. One of them being Eldar. And the other one being Imperial Knights. They have only just released. It is October 2025. I think you should put this one up and let us all know it's coming. Should I put it at the end? Should I put it at the end? So this was announced that it was coming out last September. Bearing in mind it's October 2025 now. It's announced to be coming out next. Big names. More codexes. Special chaos treats. And it didn't come out for a year. Because of some internal delay that happened, clearly. And then when it did come out... Well, actually, no. Then Chaos Knights came out. And ruined Imperial Knights and made them extremely broken. And then the Imperial Knights Codex came out. And it was just bland and mediocre. There's one detachment that's worth looking at. The model release, the Imperial Knight Defender... It's just, again, just here's a knight with more guns. It didn't really surprise me, but it also didn't interest me. It was one of the longest delays. The thing that were people were like, Imperial Knights are coming out eventually. And every week we're like, oh, they're going to announce Imperial Knights now. And they just never did. And then they announced the model. And they announced the model and it didn't come out for 6 months. You know? I can't remember when when did they first announce Imperial Knight Defender? They announced the Imperial Knight Defender in May. May! It was supposed to be coming out after Eldari. They announced it in May, and then it didn't come out until September, I think. Was it September? I ran an event in August that Imperial Knights won, or did really well. And that was the index, I'm sure. It didn't come out until the middle of September. And then, yeah, it's just an upgrade sprue. It's not really a new model. So, yeah, the rumours is there was an issue with moulding or an issue with packaging or something. But ultimately, they announced that Imperial Knights were coming out in September. They announced the model in May. And then they came out in September the year after. I think it's one of the worst, most mishandled releases ever. But Imperial Knights are viable now, kind of following along what we said with Chaos Knights. You know? Like, along with what we said about Chaos Knights, is they kind of like made a splash in the meta where they're still decent and they're actually usable now, because before they weren't. S tier piss boiling. An upgrade sprue after Chaos Knights got a huge refresh last edition. Yeah, they didn't get anything exciting. So B, it was alright. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it was dog shit. It was fine when it came out, but it was so long. It was so long. So I think people are saying bottom of B. Bottom of B, maybe mid B. The mushroom on its back. I don't think the model's a problem. It's just the fact that it's like another upgrade knight sprue. That knight came out in 6th edition, and all they've done is just throw more sprues in the box. But yeah, it'd be nice if there's like a bit more of a redesign, maybe a new chassis, you know? I don't know. Maybe more war dogs or something. Slightly more interesting than Gene Stealers? I don't know. I think that's probably okay. F for knights. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to see like even like an upgrade sprue for the war dog kit, you know what I mean? Not the war dog, the Armiger kit. Because they feel so limited compared to Chaos Knights, which have so many options for them now. I think this is working out alright. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking so far. We do have a few more factions to go. Astra Militarum up next. Jump pack Armigers, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Astra Militarum. Now, these were a bit of a funny one as well, because they lost a lot of units, but only like a bit of infantry. But they also said, no, you can actually use this old infantry as new infantry. But what they did get was quite a cool box. They got quite a cool box set. Now, this wasn't one model in the box set. This was a whole new model range in a box set. They were the first of this year, first of 2025. They got these new... They basically just refreshed Krieg. That was the big thing, right? They not only got this cool box, they got Lord Marshal Drea, they got the Death Riders, they got the arguably cool artillery piece. Well, you don't see it on the table very much. They also got Grenadiers, but they did get nerfed pretty quickly because they were extremely broken. They were extremely broken. However, very nice box set, but they also didn't just get the box set. They got so much. They got so much. When the Codex came out, they got all the separate units. They got a command squad. Gorgeous models. They got the Death Riders, obviously. They got the combat engineers separately. They got the updated Krieg box. They got heavy weapons squad. And they got the artillery team. And then they got a fairly decent combat patrol. You got loads of horses, but they're not bad. So they got, like, quite a lot. And they were the first one of this year. So after the 4-month drought, or because obviously this was just after the roadmap, after the 4-month drought, they were the first to release, and they got loads. So people were like, holy shit, this is going to be crazy. And then it was followed up by Eldari, then it was followed up by Emperor's Children. So we had like a really heavy beginning of 2025. They went really ham. And they got the Demon Horsecock. Yeah, that's true. For those who don't know, if you are in a group chat with people talking about models and you say, describe them to me because I'm driving, do expect people, because obviously when people say I'm driving, they're talking to their car and it's reading texts out. Don't ask them to describe demon horses, because someone might be like, demon horsecock, demon horsecock, demon horsecock, repeatedly. However, so they got a really good box. I honestly think, whilst there wasn't a lot of points in the box, ironically, it's called an army box, but I think the points were like 300 points or something. It wasn't an army. I think the models in the box were really good. And then the actual release for them were really good as well. I think they were a really nice range refresh. Now, they still have Catachans, which is good and bad. But I think overall it's a pretty good release. A lot of people are only giving it A. Would you say that Krieg was on par with Dark Angels and Blood Angels? I would say it's like S. God got a great refresh this year. But you guys are saying 50% of you saying A, but 30% of you saying S. So, but top of A? Are we saying here? Approved? Pretty good. They've been so many units to Legends though. Oh, did they? I saw they got rid of all the Imperial Armor stuff, didn't they, as well? A lot more people are saying S now. And they killed off Yarick. Also true. Also true. God eventually got a good Scion detachment with the Codex to gut it. Yeah, true. Okay, people are leaning on A rather than S, so we'll go with that. 45% of people said A, 36 S. So I don't think we can put it in S tier. Yarick died in 9th. Was Yarick not in 10th? Oh, okay. Point stands, though. I think it's pretty good. People really love Eldar, though. They said they were the perfect release, and I would have said Astra Militarum were up there. Okay, next then. A few more to do. We've got Necrons. Can't say it like that without saying like fucking Idic beer. Necrons. Necrons, baby. Necrons. So Necrons were one of the first armies to get released, along with Tyranids, Space Marines, and then Necrons. They got 3 characters. And they also got 3 characters not in a box. They got 3 separate characters that you could just go out and buy. Let me find the right article. So when their Codex came out, they got Imhotep the Stormlord. Which is cool. Now, I didn't like the face, but it's a very nice rendition of an older model that was fine cast. They got Oricon the Diviner. A gorgeous redesign. And they also got the Overlord with Translocation Shroud, which was a cool model. Very weird, but cool. It was fun. It was fun. Not needed, but it was fun. But then they also got a new combat patrol, which was just Indomitus. And then that was it. Oh yeah, it came out with AdMech. Came out at the same time as AdMech. I forgot about that. But it came out the same day. And so they got some really nice minis. Really nice minis. And then the book came out. And it was like pretty strong. I wouldn't say it was crazy. It wasn't like meta breaking where everyone was playing Necrons. But they also got very, very strong to a point where Josh Roberts and stuff like that were running 18 Canoptech rates and absolutely smashing people. So because Canoptech Court was really, really good. And then Canoptech Court got nerfed, which led people to start playing Hyperphase Legion, which led to the infamous scene of the Monolith winning LVO. Do you remember that? Was that this year? Was that this year? Or was that last year? It was last year. It led to this infamous time where Folger correctly asked, playing Eldar at the time.
I could have brought in the guys and then scoot.
He was playing Eldar and against Necrons. And Folger said, I'm going to screen off 9. I'm going to screen off 9 inches so you can't teleport the monolith over there. So then Matt was like, yeah. And then, whilst actually a bit of a gotcha, I would argue, is he deep striked in 3. He used the 3-inch deep strike on a monolith and fit it in the 9-inch gap and destroyed his army. Like turn 2. Like turn 2. Yo, Mod Stallion! Dude, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Holy shit. Dude, let me get you in the giveaway. One sec. Mod Stallion, you just got 10 entries into our giveaway for the Crux Terminators box set. Thank you for the 10 gifted. You fucking legend. You absolutely legendary human. Appreciate you, man. If you've just been gifted membership, make sure you say a huge thank you. I hope he did mention the 3 deep strike before at least once. I imagine he probably went through it in the armies, but not mid-game. You know. Bear in mind, this is like a fucking 3-hour game. So he's got the monolith there. An hour in. Oh no, this is a different game. Ignore me. I want to see the monolith get put down. This is when Eldar are extremely broken as well. Look at that fucking deployment, bro. Actually hilarious shit. Look at that fucking drop all behind his lines. I want to see him do it. It was so funny. It was absolutely savage. So you can see there, he's got this character here, the Autarch, to try and block off 9 inches. Forgetting that the monolith only has to be 3 away. Old monolith, that's the new monolith, dude. It might be someone else playing them. 427, where we're at.
Like, sure, I guess.
Well, the monolith specifically.
Yeah.
Like anything else back here, I don't care. Monolith brings itself into unit, then it gets to scoot shoot. The normal scoot
I could have
shoot.
brought in the guys and then shoot it on, possibly.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think we're coming back to the fact that allowing that monolith into his deployment zone was the key problem. He's this far back. He's going to take for.
Another hit. I mean,
I want to see it happen.
how
The Incarn has an ability when any unit dies on the board, the Incarn can teleport to its location. It is incredibly powerful.
just like how Abaddon can do the curse.
Greg says if Matt wins, we're about to see a lot of Necron lists like this.
That's what I was the entire.
Well, I just want to know who's the guy out there who's thinking, you know, I would have taken this list if
Right, it's not there.
He's gonna get shot by a bunch of random stuff that's all dev wounds. He's gonna take a bunch of damage. He's gonna get shot by
I just want to see it happen because it was so brutal.
And can guarantee,
Like, just the setup for this, he spent ages deploying so he couldn't deep strike 9 away with the monolith or anything.
It's a 4-up to determine if I take 12 or not.
Because that's what this Autark's here for.
By the Incarn. The chances he's just gonna die anyway. It's a little risky.
This angle looks cool because
Which player surprised me the most? Sweet Lou.
What's his face?
Beating Sean Naden round 6 was a huge shock.
He's going for it. Okay, all right.
I didn't even notice he just appears.
Now, it might be that he's trying to use an immortal unit here.
It's fucking, what's funny, it's fucking miles away as well. It's not even like a squeeze for the 3-inch. It's not even like a squeeze for the 3-inch. As you can see there, it's fucking miles away. He could bring it closer if he wanted to. It's just, there's so much space for the monolith to deep strike 3 away. It was actually crazy. I want to see it arrive on the table because I think I missed it. I'm going frame by frame chat. Enhance. Yeah, he just went, here's a huge gap. I'll just drop it there. Absolutely hilarious. So that was Infamous. Hypocrites were really strong. Canoptech Court were really strong. You wouldn't forget to screen a monolith. Not anymore, you wouldn't. And they got a pretty good release. So I think they were pretty good. I would say they're A tier. What's chat thinking? High A. High A, definitely. Okay, let's... Would you say they're better or worse than the Astra Militarum as a release? Is that one Gundam pack cut in half? Well, it's not Friday, so no. I don't have any Gundam packs to cut in half. That'll be on Friday. More B than S, so maybe a lower. I thought they were really good. I'd say they're better than Blood Angels. Maybe Necrons and Dark Angels are pretty similar, but I would say Necrons were better. But Dark Angels got more, you know, and they're all nice models. Blood Angels got way more, but were arguably worse models to release. I'm gonna say yeah, slightly worse. The model release are kind of just okay. Characters are less exciting than units. No, I agree, but they're quite iconic characters, especially like Orican. And Orican and Imhotep are like two of the most famous characters, you know what I mean? Outside of Trazyn. Ironically, Trazyn's still in the Codex and he's fine cast. He's one of the few that survived. So they're like really, really iconic characters. They do have the Nightbringer coming out eventually, yeah. But as a release, they were pretty good. So we'll leave them below Dark Angels then. All right. Next up, Orks, baby. The translocation shroud was sick. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't needed, but like it was cool. All right, Orks. Orks had a release, I think. Maybe? What did they get? Was it... Oh, they came out with Custodes, didn't they? They got the Battle Fort. of the new mech guy, the new mech character, and a stomper. They got a beast snagger combat patrol, which is kind of cool. However, they had loads of models go to Legends, such as the Vulture guy, the jump pack character. They got the... What's his name? Captain Badrook also went to Legends. And then this Codex has been kind of like mediocre. They got the Wrecker crew, but weren't they a separate release with Kill Team? But then they got the Grotmus detachment, which is extremely broken, and then got nerfed again. Oh no, it wasn't a Grotmus detachment, was it? It was a quarterly detachment. They got one of the quarterly detachments, which was extremely broken. So they didn't get a lot. They got that. They've kind of been ignored for a lot of the year, you know what I mean? A lot of the edition. They got that release. Then they got Wrecker Crew, which was a kill team, which was pretty cool. And then they got a broken detachment, which got nerfed. It's been really up and down for this Codex. We're not rating a Codex, don't forget. We're rating a release. You know? A Codex release. Was it exciting? Did it do a lot? Orks keep finding something that works and then it gets nerfed almost immediately. Also true. Also very true. Yeah, they released these at the same time, didn't they? I forgot about that. So yeah, they've not been... They weren't mega exciting when they came out. Nothing crazy happened. They got the Wrecker Crew, which is cool. They got the detachment, which is broken, and then they got nerfed straight away. They got a whole ass detachment, a whole ass article to say Mordaka is really shit. You know? It's a bit too shooty on the tabletop. Let's give a combat army a really good shooting detachment. Remember the Feel No Pain Double War Mega Knobs? It was a good release. Oh, that's true. Mega Knobs, double War Feel No Pain Mega Knobs were pretty broken. They got nerfed as well. But chat seems to think it was C. It was the biggest piece of dog shit. It's very... This is a split vote. This is an extremely split vote. 17... Well, I mean, I don't know why I'm reading it out. This is extremely split. This is surprising. They also had the 19 boys meta. Yeah, because to deny Cult of Horde for like 2 weeks. Whereas like, we'll take a unit of 19, so we don't get it. Yeah, they kind of came out, got double war, and then that got nerfed, and then they got Mordaka, which got nerfed, and they got the Wrecker Crew is the only thing they got this edition, because the big mech isn't that popular either, is it? It's not that good. The new big mech. So the new big mech, because they've got the shock attack gun still. So I don't know why they released a new big mech, because it was clearly supposed to be a shock attack gun, but then they just went, nah, let's not bother. So I think it's pretty poo. I think it's pretty bad. We're perfectly split on B and C. So I'm going to put in low B. It's perfectly split on B. So I'm going to put it low B. It was fine. It was fine. It didn't do anything crazy. The lack of effective playtesting in GW continues to amaze me after all these years. The way that they play test, from what I understand, is just really poor. Okay, we've only got a few left. We're going to save this one to last. Adeptus Sororitas next. Orks, we didn't have a lot to say. They just didn't do much. Adeptus Sororitas. Kayari with the copy and paste ready to go. Kayari with the copy paste ready to go. That's already been typed up for 3 weeks. That ready to go. Yeah, like one day Mikey's gonna have this, and then we're gonna need to talk about it. Let me find. Was it this one? Yeah, so the release that they got was the Codex. They got the Battle Force, the £100 Battle Force, which was 15 Flying Sisters and 1 new Flying Sister, and an organ. They got the Combat Patrol is weird because it's all the old snap fit stuff, I think. Isn't it? It's like old snap fit sisters from the old starter box, and then 5 shield ladies. And then the Munitoran Priest, which is not really a sisters model. It's just a generic Inquisitor model now. So they got 1 new model, and that was it. Now they were pretty broken on release. They were pretty good, and then they got nerfed into existence, out of existence even. They got nerfed out of existence, and then they've kind of not done anything with them since. They've kind of just been knocking about, you know. Says we were broken at launch, got nerfed immediately. They got 1 new model and lost 2 units. Combat Patrol's a downgrade. At launch, every list was the same with Vile and the Triumph. Everyone hates Miracle Dice. Yeah, they nerfed. They had Miracle Dice and they nerfed them out of existence and then made them better like 8 months later after everyone had already moved on. Probably one of the most mishandled factions. Again, up there with just not doing this faction any justice. Kind of like there was a little bit of a period where we were releasing factions like orks, and Gene Stealers, where they weren't really, they were either really broken and nerfed out of existence, or they just didn't do anything, you know. So I think they weren't that exciting, to be honest. Miracle Dice caught a nerf because of the Eldari Fate Dice dev wounds happening at the time. Yeah, they got nerfed around the same time Eldar got their Fate Dice removed because they realised that in a dice game, making guaranteed dice were a bit of a problem, you know? So they kind of like copped a bit of a nerf as well. I mean, they were strong, don't get me wrong, because of that. But I think they were like probably nerfed more than they should have been because of Eldar. Adbeck is right there. Yeah, Adbeck was pretty poo. So yeah, like orks, Gene Stealers, Knights, Sisters, fairly poor releases, I would say. Fairly poor? Is that accurate? Choosing the result in a dice game is powerful. Who'd have guessed it? They're on Admec's heels, I'd say. I would also say that, but I'm going with chat, you know what I mean? The chat has voted. 57% B. More C than the A, so low B. I'm just going off what chat says. Chat being too generous with those B votes. I would personally say it's probably quite low. I'd say these two are very similar, though. Orcs potentially C. But, yeah, it just didn't do anything. Like, once Brings of Flame got nerfed, it's not done anything since. But kind of none of these did much. Thousand Suns is probably the one that did the most. Credits also iffy 4 detachments, one of which was Penitent Host, which is very specific. Yeah. I'm going to drop it down one. I'm going to say Orcs did better. I'm going to say Orcs had a slightly better release. All right, next one. We've got like 6 left now. How good was the Space Wolves? Now, Space Wolves leaked extremely early. Space Wolves leaked extremely early. And people realized that the character, the Tech Priest, the Iron Priest, was extremely broken. Because what it did was add rapid fire. It added rapid fire to every vehicle, every weapon a vehicle has equipped. Which is very funny. They got nerfed extremely quick. But they got a cool box with all new models. Intercessors. The characters were quite cool. The head takers were quite fun, but it's just intercessors and blade guard in my opinion. But you know, you might disagree. But the characters are really nice models. I really like them. I mean, this one again is just a blade guard captain, right? And the head takers are just blade guard, but with wolves. But you know, it's not the end of the world. It's pretty decent. So they got a pretty good starter box. It wasn't awful. And then the reinforcements, holy shit. Holy shit. Logan Grimnar, what the fucking shit. What the fucking shit was this? Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Beautiful Terminator. Arguably better than Marnie's Calgar. And Marnie's Calgar is a nice new model. So, absolutely gorgeous model. Arjak, gorgeous. Because Games Workshop weren't afraid to release new Terminators finally. The Rune Priest, what's he called? Nigel Stormcaller. Probably the weaker one, but really nice. But they also got Wolfguard Terminators, which look really cool. Albeit not snap fit, but not far off. They got Wolfguard Terminators, which look quite fun. But the characters, bro. Oh my goodness. So they got a huge starter box. They got loads of cool characters. The rules are pretty good. They're not like, again, not meta breaking, meta defining. But they're pretty good, you know. You can't complain at them, I would say. And like, yeah, the problem is like Blood Claws are just intercessors and Grey Hunters are just intercessors. But they're not bad, but they are just intercessors. So I wasn't mega excited about them. But everything else that came with it, the head takers are a little bit more interesting. The Wolfguard Terminators were pretty interesting. Actually, unique kit as well, not an upgrade sprue, which was surprising. The Battle Leader, great. The Wolf Priest, great. Arjak, great. Nigel, pretty good. Logan, beautiful. Most importantly, they didn't remove a bunch of the flavor. I think a lot of the people expected actual wolves to disappear and they just got sprinkled around them instead. Yeah, that's true. They didn't lose any of the older units like the Thunderwolves, etc. Blackmane came out in 7th edition, not this edition. They don't have long fangs, no. But it feels like Games Workshop have moved away from heavy weapon teams. Their intercessors a lot of variety, so they're a big step up. Yeah, that is true. Don't get me wrong. But as you look at them, they're not like, oh my god, I want to start an army because of Grey Hunters. You know? Because they're just intercessors, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's what's dragging people into like playing this new army and getting really excited. I think Logan Grimnar is. I think Arjak is. I think the starter box is, because the starter box is pretty good. I think you guys agree. We've got our second S tier. 70% S tier release. And I would agree. Was it better than Eldar? Now, Eldar was just longer weighted, I think. But I think Space Wolves got the starter box and they got a bunch of units. Eldar got a bunch of new units. Longer weighted, but a bunch of new units. But Eldar's Codex is deeper. With more interest in it. You think Space Wolves not as good as Eldar? Okay. I think the models-wise, Space Wolves are better. Eldar didn't do anything exciting in terms of models, I don't think. They just finally did what they were gonna do eventually anyway. They didn't do they gave Lickis, but that was it. There was nothing that was like new. But that's fine. I'm agreeing with chat. I'd rather go with what you guys say rather than coming to my own opinion. That's always wrong, don't forget. So, this one I'm going to struggle with. Can you truly say Space Wolf is the best when most people will still run Gladius? Alright, cool. Yeah, fair. Tau. We're on Tau now. What did they even get? I don't even remember. They got a Codex. Oh my god, it was 10th crew. Oh my god, that feels so long ago. I forgot it was all the crew. Holy shit. This was a crazy release. I thought Crew was 9th edition. When was this? April 2024. I forgot. Plus Vespid just before in Kill Team. I think Vespid were later, weren't they? Vespid were later. Like July when Kill Team came out. The Crew Kill Team was 9th, yeah. Alright, well, Tau, they got the box. You know, they got the Crew box set. Cool. They got the Crew box set. They also got all of it separately. They got the Crew Shapers, which are like really cool Crew. Basically, Crew got a whole redesign, or like refresh. They got Crew Lone Spear, which again, not a popular unit in the game. Very cool though. Very, very sick. This, in my opinion, this is Golden Demon bait, and then no one painted it. I think this is like a Golden Demon model, and then no one bothered. You got the Crew Tox. You got the Rampagers, which are obviously like a new unit. So this is like a long overdue update. You know, very long overdue update, and they finally got it. They got a pretty decent combat patrol, a commander, some breaches or fire warriors or whatever, and then a transport. What were the dice? The dice were awful. And then made to order orcs. Great. Ah, beast. Beast, bro. So yeah, they got quite a lot more than I remember because I completely forgot. There's also my infamous video of painting with tuna, if you remember that one. Painting with tuna, which is pretty funny. But yeah, they got loads of new models. They were fairly exciting in the meta. They got Monka, which was, and Retaliation Cadre, which have and continue to be two of the best ways to play Tau. They got one of the first to get the quarterly update with the experimental cadre, which is I know Cal loves it. It's definitely one that's like not out of favor, but just like definitely not looked at as much. But they made quite a splash. All of the units are pretty viable. There's nothing in the Codex that's like, I mean, Crew Tox are a bit of a funny one. If you run the Crew detachment, it's pretty fun. But like they got quite a large model range refresh, which is very, very much a very exciting time to play Tau. And probably got people run Crew armies, you know what I mean? They run all Crew. They've also had pretty good buffs throughout the edition. They got a little bit nerfed early on with points, but they've had the better guiding more recently, which has obviously made them play quite differently. And the vote is very split as well. It's between S and A. Go on, chat. There's 100 people watching. Come in and vote. How good was Tau as a release? I would say they're definitely high. Crew definitely dragged loads of people in, you know. I would, if it was me, I would say S, you know. If it was me, I would say Tau got like, but then again, I say S. It's S for like a very particular type of Tau army, which is not Tau, it's mercenaries, you know. Like the model refresh was really cool, but it wasn't like it's Tau pilled, but not Tau, if that makes sense. So maybe high A, yeah. Maybe high A. Are we saying it was better than Guard? Would we say it was better than Guard or worse than Guard? Because 50% of you say it's A. Leaning more on S. A couple of you said B and C, but like, I think they were arguably better than B and C. Light Crew hate Tau. So there's a guy who's hyper specific. Yeah, Crew are hyper specific as a release. Like Guard, because they just got Krieg. We missed the poll, so you can help me. Where did you put them? Where did you put them on A? They won't get S. Not enough people agree because, like I said, yeah, maybe too specific. Like Eldar and Space Wolves, very generic, large, cool releases. Guard is really good if you like Krieg. Tau is very good if you like Crew. Yeah, maybe just better than... Was it better than Krieg? No. I would say there, personally. Between Necrons and BA? You really think that low? You think below Dark Angels? Guard Codex is better, more detachments. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Would you say it's better than Dark Angels? Worse than Dark Angels, sorry? Again, I'm forgetting about the hyper-specificness because I don't play the army, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll leave it there then. Better than Necrons because they got way more, but it was more specific. Okay. Tyranids. Tyranid next. Ah, this one I think I know. I think this one's going to be high. Now, Tyranids, whilst we're talking about Codex, were the baddies in Leviathan. So that is something to consider. And something else to consider, due to Games Workshop doing a vote, whether it's real or not the vote, they were the first Codex to release. And they got so much. They had a humongous release. Not only did they get all of the starter set stuff, like the new Screamer Killer, the new Neuro Tyrant, the new Gaunts, the Von Ryan Leapers. They also got, like I said in the Codex, they got the Norn Emissary, which is so sick. They got the Norn Assimilator, which is kind of cool, but it's the same kit. They got the Death Leaper, which a lot of people were expecting to go to Legends, and it just got this insanely cool cape. They got the Lictor, which is sick. They got the Neuro Lictor, which is sick. They finally got new G-Stealers because they were extremely dated, and they upgraded them to a box of 10. They got the new Termagants, which was kind of whatever, but they got new weapons that no one uses. They got new Hormagaunts. They got the new Biovore and Pyrovore. Holy shit. And they got a pretty... Oh, I forgot about the Psychophage. They got the Psychophage as well, and the Barbgauds. And they got a really good combat patrol, in my opinion, if you want the Swarms. they had, in my opinion, S tier without a doubt. They were the baddies of 10th. They were in the starter box, and then they got, and not only did they get that, they got a huge range refresh and loads of new stuff. There wasn't that much that went to Legends either, I don't think, you know. Now, rules-wise, they've been pretty good. They've been pretty good. They're not, like, insane, but they've been pretty good. They got nerfed early on because they're one of the first codexes. It was just what happens. The codex creep really shows when you're the first codex of the edition, you know. Because what the problem was with the codex is the codex came out and the best way to play it was to continue using the index detachment, which is a bit of an issue. A lot of the other detachments you can't really like. They're not really worth it. They're not really usable. The only way to run it is the index detachment. Now, they did get another detachment. They got a quarterly detachment later on. They got the burrowing detachment with the subterranean assault, which is probably one of the best ways to run Tyranids right now and makes them very viable right now. And they've had the... is this one I've just looked at? Yeah, I just looked at this one. They had the Raveners as well. They got the new Raveners, which was really cool. I know that was later on, but the new Ravener team is pretty sick. Something to consider. Early 10th was also a bit of a Wild West. The core rules had to be corrected. Yeah, they were in a bit of a tumultuous time. A bit like nothing was really... The core rules weren't sacred, you know what I mean? Everything was changing. But they got, like, S-tier models. The Codex is fine. It's been consistent. But it's just not been exciting compared to some other factions, you know? They got the Grotbus Warrior detachment. That's true. I did forget about that. Probably because it's not very good. Back when it was a real game. Yeah, remember Tyranids used to be able to shoot spore mines and do actions with them? That puts them in S tier. That definitely puts them in S tier. So definitely S. 12 of you think S. I think I agree. They definitely had one of the best refreshes or the best range releases this edition. I would argue it's better than Space Wolves. Or was it better than Eldar? Or was it worse than Space Wolves? You know? Because the models were sick. The Codex was really bad. The Codex was pretty shit. You know? It added loads of cool stuff. The data sheets are great, but the detachments and stuff weren't exciting. Aren't exciting. I don't even know what the other ones are now. Let me have a look. What do they even have? Oh, I remember. They had Assimilation Swarm, Crusher Stampede, Invasion Fleet, which is the generic one, Vanguard Onslaught, which is the funky Vanguard one, Unending Swarm, I don't remember what that was, Synaptic Nexus, I don't remember what that one does, and then Warrior Bioform. I think models-wise, they were better than Space Wolves, because they just had so much more. And non-emissaries became very iconic as a Tyranid staple, you know, for quite a while. All these detachments have been decent and won the tournaments. Yeah, it's true. I love Tyranids but for an army of massive monsters, a resilience of wet paper. Is Tyranids a massive monster army? Or is that demons? Tyranids are a swarm army, alright? They have lots of monsters, but they're all cheap. They're a swarm army, aren't they, really? They have access like Crusher Stampede.
But nothing in Tyranids is like huge. It's overwhelming numbers. I mean, yeah, in Space Marine 2, the Carnifex fight is, and the Hive Tyrant fight are sick. But like, yeah, they're just overwhelming numbers. So I say slightly better than Space Wolves. Are they better than Eldar? Did they get better release than Eldar? I don't think so. I think Eldar was probably the perfect release, wasn't it? I think everyone's just going to say Eldar are the perfect release, no matter what. Oh, wrong one. Endless Swarms got nerfed hard. I don't remember what the nerf was. Oh, I forgot. I was like, why can't I start a poll? It's because I've not ended one. I need to end it first. All right, we got 3 left, chat. All right, I know we've got some fans in chat. How good was the Leagues of Votann release? How good was the Leagues of Votann? Now, Leagues of Votann got a hell of a lot. They got, but the thing is with them, is they were left a long, long time. Leagues of Votann definitely needed a big relaunch. They were desperate for a big relaunch. But they got people were like starting to be like, oh my god, we're only gonna get character. Every army, like we've seen Eldar, we've seen Krieg, we've seen Emperor's Children this year, and then every other army's got like 1 character. And then they went, here's a really cool loadout character. Here's Dr. Robotnik. Here's the meme guy who's really good. Here's... Okay, people don't talk about these. They got the Iron King Steeljacks, which are extremely good. They got the Capricus, Capri Sun. It's so good it's got a nickname Capri Sun already, as well as Dr. Robotnik. This guy. What else did they get? Was that it? Okay, that was mostly it. Mostly it. They got a half-decent combat patrol of all the old stuff. Now, the Leagues of Votann Codex ruined a lot of the older units, but I also think people were just happy because there was like 3 years of Votann having like four viable units, and now the new book has come out. Now all of the there's definitely a clear winner in the detachments, but all the detachments feel pretty viable and all play pretty well. Bro, you're sleeping on the artillery. I just haven't seen them yet personally. Personally, I haven't seen the Earthshakers yet. I don't think that... They're like, alright. I mean, it's alright, like. I don't think they're like crazy models, but... But rules-wise, people are really happy because I think people are just happy to play something different rather than like all of the Terminators or all of the Berserks, you know? People are finally running Thunderkin. People really desperate to run Thunderkin. People are also running exclusively Sagittars. Now you don't have to. They're not that good. But there's like list viability now, like the internal balance of the Codex, even though they've added loads more units. Some of the older units have been nerfed where you don't want to run them too much, like the Terminators, for example, you don't really care about them, but they were really good. I think Votann had a really excellent release and definitely caught people's eye, you know? You know this because when you're playing against Votann players now, like most, if not all of their armies are new units, you know? Like with every other release, you could be like, oh, there's a couple of new units. So like Eldar, you'll see a lot of new units, but not like most of the army is new. Now, is that a symptom of the fact that the army is not very wide? Probably. Is that a symptom of the fact that they've finally got new units? Probably. But Steeljacks are definitely extremely popular. The Capri Suns are extremely popular. So probably, again, another high up, very high tier release. And as you can see, you guys are saying it. Mostly S. A few A's, B's. Two people said it's dog shit. Which is surprising. I think maybe you're just bored. You guys are probably just a bit bored in chat. I would say it's S. Definitely. But where? Maybe better than better than Space Wolves. Were they better than Tyranids? They definitely got a very big release. And meta-wise, they're really strong. But it's still too early to say if they're extremely broken. You know, I don't think they're extremely broken. I just think they're catching people off guard because everything's new. Top of S, easy. Would you say better than Eldar? They got less votes than Eldar for S. The nice thing about Votan as well is it wasn't a refresh. It was a expansion. Which a lot of these were refreshers, you know? Like, almost all of the S tier ones were refreshers. Eldar had one new unit. Tyranids had one? No, they had like 3 new units. So the new... No, 2 new units, like the Lictors and the non-emissary. Space Wolves was almost all refresh. Votan was complete... All those units are brand new. No way are they S. How? How are they not S tier? I think they're right up there. I'm just trying to decide if they're better than Eldar or not. Very exciting time to play Votan, just very expensive. They're extremely S tier. They have to be S tier. I love their silly little hover transport. The Capri Sun. The Capri Sun's great. Yeah, the Capri Sun's really good. But yeah, I'm just trying to decide. Nids had like 5. Not new units, was it? Oh, yeah, I'm thinking... Sorry, they had the starter box as well. I forgot, which was all new units. I mean, a numpty. I forgot about the launch box. I just thought about the actual model releases, non-emissary. So I think maybe Tyranids had a better release. But then again, the Votan Codex is more balanced. Yeah, you're right, trolling. I forgot about... I was thinking about just the actual separate releases, not the launch box. I think League of Votan as a release was more balanced because Tyranids had like a really weak codex, but they were also the first one. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right, trolling. They had quite a lot. Chat, are we happy with S tier ranking in that position? How are they S tier? The Earthshakers are just the same ones they have in units. They got a transport for a kill team unit. The best part about them is the Steeljacks. They also got a whole bunch of new characters, which are really cool. Like Burry. Did you forget about Burry? S tier yet, but are they better than Tyranids? Don't forget, it's the tier, but then this is best, this is worst. You know? This is best, this is worst. Are you happy with them being better than Tyranids and Space Wolves? The transport can also be built as a light tank. Yeah, the transport's a dual kit. And they got Dr. Robotnik, yeah. How could that... Maybe they're better than Eldar. Eggman wins. I'm listening to Sonic music now. I love Arcanist guy. Lock it in. Alright, I'll lock it in, great name. It has to be S. It can't be any lower than S. I'm just asking if it's worse than the Eldar one. Or better than the Tyranid one. I'm asking where it sits on S. I think anyone saying it's not S is crazy, Marshall Gertan. Speaking of great names, don't forget if you can remember you being entered to win a Terminator box set. There's currently a few people in. I'll be doing a draw when I've got it in hand on the first stream. In the first stream, I got the Crux Terminatus box set. So if you want to support the channel, you are being entered to a giveaway. I'm happy being crazy, but right. No, bro. No. No. Crazy means wrong. They're S tier. Nids, Votan, Eldar, Wolves is my order, says Lampert. Oof. Controversial. People say Eldar's the best release this edition. Right, chat. 2 more. Space Wolf should be in D. You're crazy. You're crazy. Justify Space Wolves in D right now. There's no way they are S tier, but I ain't in charge. Or neither am I. I'm letting chat vote. You as a collective have decided it's S tier, not me. I've not put any of these in any particular tier, except for Demons and Deathwatch. Harold Deathwatch went to Legends Dead Army. Right, okay. He'll be known as Marshal Votan from henceforth. Yeah, Marshal Votan. Very good. Very good. All right. World Eaters, baby. The last two. The last two. World Eaters. Where are we? World Eaters got a box with 1 character. One character. Here it is. Are you ready? You get a Slaughterbound. That's your 1 character. You get a Slaughterbound. A 50mm base Exalted 8-bound. Now, the thing we've not been mentioning is, yeah, that all the Chaos Codexes came with a special codex, which had a magnetic coin that clips together with all the other ones. That is pretty beast. However, they got 1 model, which was an 8-bound slightly bigger, that took ages to be released separately, and also made shooting units the best units in the army. The Forge Fiend, one of the best units in the army. It was such a new model you could make with a possessed arm. That's also true. One of my best shorts. One of my best shorts. I've had some bangers, chat. 323,000 views on YouTube. Let's fucking go. But I didn't made an 8-bound from bits. 145,000 views.
How did I manage to get a World Eater Slaughterbound this early from Games?
I didn't get one early. I just converted it. How do you fast forward shorts? Chat, how do you fast forward shorts? How do you mute shorts? Do you want to know a secret? All of those sounds, all those clipping sounds, added in post. I'm such a gamer.
Clips we can start putting together. And then putting on the larger base of 50mm.
I just stuck him on a bigger base. At the bottom of the video, nothing's showing up. Graham's fucked. Graham done fucked. I can't pause it. So 8.5 million retweets. Is that what that means? Oh, remix.
Actually, the same left-handed weapon in the 8-bound kit, which I'm going to use. And if you want to go extra, I'm going to scribe some corn markings into it. For the right arm, I'm going to mash together 2 possessed weapons to get that mutated.
Look at that.
He's got going on. And then with the right choice of head,
you hover at the bottom, nothing's happening, dude. No, it's not working.
These World Eaters, and there we have our own Slaughterbound.
Look at that. Just make it from parts, bro. It's the same model. It's basically the same model. Said it could probably do with like a shoulder adjustment. The shoulder wasn't great. I won't lie. I won't lie, chat. The shoulder wasn't great, but the model was basically the same. So it was such a good model release that you could make it from an existing kit. Now, World Eaters were one of those where people are expecting a bit of a range refresh, but they just didn't get one because they're quite a small army. They have a lot more than Emperor's Children, but they're quite a small army, and they got a single new character, and they already had quite a few characters. And then the Codex made it so shooting units were better. And you guys seem to think B, it was alright. You guys like shooting units in your World Eaters army. Where are the Red Butchers? Yeah, like some Red Butchers have been cool, like unique three-man Terminator units or something, or Terminator adjacent units. No one think it's A. Someone said it was S. 4+ with rapid fire was funny. It was quite funny, yeah, you're right. I would say it's better than a lot of these. I'd say World Eaters was one of the most fine releases, you know? It was arguably bigger splash. It's still a decent army. The Codex is good, yeah. Our only infantry marine character is Master of Execution. And Calm, right? They're also one of the most popular factions at the minute. They're extremely popular. Generic, yeah, okay. Yeah, so many named characters, isn't they, for World Eaters. I'd say World Eaters are definitely middle of the pack in terms of a release. They got the big box set, but they didn't get much with it. Master Execution is our lord, and he's such a trash model. Yeah, it's true. Corn cares not where the blood flows, as long as he's on the chart. Blood for the release god. Yeah, it's just mediocre. Just really, it was fine. It wasn't a bad codex. The codex is pretty good in terms of like fun. It's not extremely deep, but it's a World Eaters book, so expecting depth from a charge army is not like crazy. So yeah, middle of the pack. And then finally, chat, the big one. The big one. How good was the Space Marine release? Don't forget, Space Marines got so many releases, and they continue to get releases now. Today, on pre-order this weekend, is Assault Terminators, Mines, Calgar, Kato, Sicarius, and Victory Sonogard. What did they get when they came out, though? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, don't forget they got the Leviathan box. They got the Leviathan box. Where's the rest of it? Post-launch Space Marine 2. What did they get when they launched? Oh, I forgot about this. What did they get at launch? Don't forget what they lost. Don't forget what they took from us first. Don't forget what they took from us, though. So, Space Marines lost a bunch of units when they came out. They lost all of the Forge World stuff at the start of the edition. And then at the start of the Codex, they lost all of these units. And then they also re-released Scouts, which is quite funny. They got rid of Scouts in the Index. And then they added the Scouts later. Because I don't... Are the Scouts in the Codex? Are the scouts in the Codex? I don't think they are. Because they came out in Kill Team later. Am I Codex Space Marines here? No. I'm trying to remember what they actually got. What they actually got released. We have to scroll back so far. You can't go that far. Here we go. So 2 years ago, they got the Codex. Okay. Scouts are in the Codex. Okay. They got the Captain with Jump Pack. Oh, I forgot. It was the Jump Pack era. They got the Chaplain. They got Company Heroes on release this edition. They got Terminators as a multi-part kit. They got Jump Pack Intercessors as a multi-part kit. They got multi-part Stern Guard. They got... This was a re-release. This was a re-release. This was a re-release. They got Combat Patrol Space Marines. Don't think this website works after a while. So they got quite a lot as a Codex release as part of the starter box. Whilst it was all snap fit and none of it's relevant really, they got the new Terminator Captain. They also got a separate Terminator Captain which was released later, I think. Yeah, because the Terminator Captain's not here. They got a Terminator Captain later on, but they got one in the starter box. They got a new Librarian, Terminator Librarian. They got the Apothecary Biologist. They got the Infernus Marines. They got the new the Snapfit Stern Guard. They got the Brutalis Dreadnought. And then they got all of this, which was pretty sick. You know, all of the new Terminator Chaplain example, the Captain, which is great. They've also, well, we don't worry about that. They lost all that, but they gained all this. And then they've been getting new stuff. They got the Vulcan. They got Darnath Lysander. They got Aethon Shan. They got Canuck Var, which is coming out this weekend. They got the White Scout, which is coming out this weekend. They got all new combat patrols for one for each faction, which is obviously unheard of unless you play Space Marines. You know? They've also just got all of the Ultramarine stuff, this box set, which is being won if you support the channel right now. They got the Marnius Calgar. They got Kato. They got the Victrix, which are all on pre-order this weekend. And they've had arguably one of the largest releases, because if you paint them a generic colour, they've had 5 codexes. Wait, have they had 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 codexes. If you paint them a generic colour, you have 5 codexes to play with. So they have like 40 detachments to choose from, really, if you think about it. They got new drop pods. What else did they get? They got nerfed Oath of Moment, and then a better Oath of Moment came out. This codex led to Bloodless Angels, if you remember those, because Blood Angels became no Blood Angels in an army, so you can get +1 to wound with Oath. So yeah, I agree. One of the worst releases. Chat, you seem to think that they are our C tier. You seem to think they are C tier, when in fact, Space Marines have and always will be, because they are the poster child of Warhammer and Games Workshop. They are the best army ever to release. They are the best, and they will continue to be the best. And they will always be the best. No matter what, you will buy Space Marines, and because you buy Space Marines, we'll release more Space Marines. And when you release more Space Marines, people will be like, well, they always release stuff for Space Marines, so I'm going to buy Space Marines. And when I buy Space Marines, they go, wow, Space Marines are selling really well. I'm going to make more Space Marines. Beast! And that is the ranking of the best releases of 10th edition. And I think that is pretty perfect. I think we've pretty much nailed it. What are the best armies or best releases of 10th edition? I think that's pretty accurate. Also, Ty, thank you for the 5 gifted, dude. Ty, my man, my dude. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. You've been entered into our giveaway. Every membership that you donate is entered into a giveaway to win some more Space Marines. But yeah, I think, honestly, I think that's pretty well summed up of like how good releases were. So we have Demons, Legends. Now, start from the top. We have S tier, which was like the perfect release. It is the best time to play the faction. This release made you want to buy the faction. It made you want to start playing that faction. The Codex is really fun to play, or it had some viable ways to play. It was really deep. All of these things. Or it was just a fun release. A was pretty good. It's pretty good. It might have been good for you. It might not have been good for every person who plays that faction. It might still have brought you into that faction, but it kept it exciting. It was definitely the talk of the town at the time. It was really good. Now, technically, Emperor's Children got everybody into that faction, but the range wasn't wide enough. That's why it was kind of kept down. B was just fine. If you played the army, you bought the Codex. If you played the army, you probably bought the new models. It wasn't that exciting. It kind of went out with a whimper rather than a bang, you know? It was pretty good. The Codex was fine. The models were fine. It was okay. And then C, this was the worst time to play this faction. It wasn't a good Codex release. The Codex was pretty poo. It didn't change how the army functioned. The models weren't great. They didn't get you exciting, or it just ruined the faction as a whole. And then there's Demons and Deathwatch with Down the Codex. And that, my friends, is every single 40k faction in 10th edition release ranked. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And now I'm going to go edit this, and it's like 4 hours long. Chat, I think we nailed it. Great job, everyone. I think we nailed it, dude. I'm pretty happy with those rankings. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed it, because if you don't like the way I rank something, you should have voted better. You know? Why did you vote so poorly? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nailed it by 1 error. What was the 1 error? Now, tier list every detachment in the game. Shan't. Now do AOS ranking. Nah. Nah, I'm good. Don't think there's enough space on D tier. Don't think there's enough space on D tier, I'm afraid. Votan number 1. Votan were pretty good. Votan were pretty good. Yeah, I don't think we really need to change anything. I think that's pretty solid, to be honest. It's weeks of content. Yeah, but I'd have to know everything. That's the problem. I don't know the fucking game well enough. I know the game pretty well, but I don't know every detachment. I'd be like, what's this one again? I don't know. Fucking B tier. EC should have been number 1 for just being new. Yeah, new doesn't mean good, though, does it? You know what I mean? It will. 1 second. Chat, why is my chat look so good there? It looks so bad today. What filters did I have, chat? What filters did I have? I don't think I had a shadow. Or do they only have a shadow? Shadow's kind of nice. I've ruined it now, though. I've ruined it now, though. I preferred it when it was like an outline, you know, but the stroke's not working. Yeah, it's got a super nice stroke, but this one's not working. I don't know why. Is it Threshold that's doing it? Wait, have I fixed it? Oh, chat, I fixed it, finally. We're only 3 hours into the stream. 5 hours into the stream. If I do that with a light shadow. Oh, does that look better? I was looking at this one. I think I fixed it. We did live chat. I needed a chat here to fix it. So. Originally had the same problem every new faction has. Not enough units released. Feels like half an army. Yeah, especially because they didn't get a lot of the old units. You know what I mean? Like the Chaos Space Marine ones. They didn't get a lot of other ones, which is a bit of a shame. It felt like a little bit, like I said, like lackluster. You know? Felt a little lackluster compared. Because there was so much that they could have done, but they didn't do it. But I think it was, I honestly think Emperor's Children was all down to SEO. You know, they didn't want people searching Children Defiler. What's that on Warhammer TV? Relive ancient rivalries and retro colour schemes in this week's episodes. Space Marines versus Spiky Space Marines as Iron Knights and Imperial Fist Successor Chapter take on the dreaded Black Legion. Cute. Lore Masters. Who's the painter now for Masterclass? Is it still Ed? Yes, it's Ed. Even Games Workshop say it's a slow news day. Why is this coming out the day it releases? Isn't this supposed to come out like a week before pre-order? Did they change anything else in these? I'm so mad they changed Spear Point Task Force so you can't run it as with Ultramarines. Yeah, they added the restrictions that weren't mentioned in the preview that they sent me. They didn't add this. And the same in the White Scars one. Rubbish. Did they change the characters at all? No. Gandalf Varsa, one of the best characters they've released. He's so strong. Extremely strong, honestly. Subodin's fun. Just wait until everything show when they would get a flawless blade character and pred / vindicators. I don't think they're going to get a predator. Purely because of SEO. But yeah, flawless blade character would be very cool. Someone who's not fucking Lucius. Because Lucius is cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite the same, is it? You know? It's not quite the same. So yeah, that's about it, I think, for the tier list. I know a bit of a long one, but when you're ranking every single faction and having to discuss the history of it, it's turned into a bit of a long one. I reckon they'll bring out a new vehicle and call it a molester or something nice. I think they should. I think if they just release like a dreadnought with a sonic weapon, that'd be really sick. But I think they're just kind of hesitant to release not like a Hellbrute, you know? Because I don't think they want to release a Hellbrute because the Hellbrute's really small and old. So I think they probably want to update the dreadnoughts for chaos. Personally, I think that's what they're gonna do, is update the dreadnoughts, but then that'll come out with Emperor's Children. They might get a Predator as a new name tank. Yeah, like a Emperor's Children radiator. I don't know. They weren't really subtle. So yeah, I think we've ranked them really, really well. I think we've done good. So that's it for today's stream. So thanks so much for hanging out. The molester, nice. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks everyone for support today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be live again on Friday with Gundam. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but we're opening some Gundam cards on Friday. And for every 10 members that are donated, not only being entered into a giveaway to win, a Crux Terminatus box, every 10 total, I'll be adding them up as we go. You'll be able to cut open my next pack in half. Not even open. Good job, Emperor's Children don't have an index. Don't want to have children PDF file in my downloads. They did have it. We're looking for this card, chat. It's going to be worth over £1,000 because it's so sought after. But every 10 members, I'm going to be cutting the next pack in half with a pair of scissors before seeing what's inside. Live on stream. And a lot of people are quite mad because they can't get hold of products, and I'm going to be cutting it in half with scissors. So it should be a doozy. It should... Oh, I don't know why I did that. It should be a doozy, chat. It should be pretty funny. If I open one, I'll let you know. You did get one, to be fair. You did get one. There's also another one I'm looking for. The other LR++. This one, which is also going to be worth about the same price. So I'll be back Friday at 7 PM, and hopefully you'll have a video out, especially on the main channel, fairly soon, because my editing software actually works today. Thank God. Thank God my editing software actually fucking works. But yeah, these are the cards I'm looking for. There's two. There's one every couple of boxes, so not guaranteed one per box. And there might not even be one in the box, but there could be. There could be. So that's what we're doing Friday. Let me just see if my software actually works. I'm going to see if my software actually works. 1 second. Okay, I can't pull it up on screen for some reason. No, I did pull it up on screen. It's showing that one. It's not showing the right one. It does work though, chat. My software actually works. It's a mess, but my software is actually working. How cool is that? Look at that, it's working. Right, I'm going to go do some work. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! that my button didn't work. Why is my button not working? Bye. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the members. Don't forget you're added to a list. There's 142 of you now. So appreciate you. Catch you later. Bye. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.